Oh yeah, it's happening. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, Psycho. Thank you for being first. I'm... Yes, I am, and that's why I have an iced coffee. Oh dear, I forgot. Wednesday. How can you forget it's Wednesday? I am warm, that is not untrue, but I've been looking forward to be able to play Sonic Adventure on stream for so long that is the overwhelming feeling that I want to bring in today. Tifa is not here, she is off at a work function, so I've got my emotional support Togepi back. And as always, when she's not around, I'll be slightly confused seeming, because it's just not the same without her. But at least we get to play Sonic Adventure, and I've been treating myself all day. I had a relaxed day at work, I had a 4-cheese pizza for dinner, made myself something nice to drink, I just relaxed most of the day, I took it super easy. Talking about the devil, hello Tifa, thank you for saying hi, have a good stream and have fun. All the same to you, minus for having a stream part, because, you know, you're not here. And despite my better judgment, when I drink this coffee, it's nice and cold. And it tastes good, but for some reason it makes my mouth dry. So, water. So I can drink while I drink. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Every time I get to do a solo stream, I try to put some thought into what I get to play, not just because it's a game that then I want to do something that I would enjoy, but Tifa doesn't necessarily. But all of these games also have some sort of like significance to me. And the most, I want to say the most memory thing, but the most pleasant memory, the most impactful one I have of... Can I start over? That sounds so wrong. This sounds like I'm gonna give you a sad speech like when I did Mighty Number 9. Can you tell I'm confused when Tifa isn't around? And I've prepared for this. So, let's forget I said anything. Totally normal. Now, my number one memory of when I first got to play Sonic Adventure is listening to and watching my grandfather on Christmas Eve 1999 listen and dance along to Tom Jones' Sex Bomb. And I don't know why that happened, but it did happen. And it is burned into my mind. I don't think I ever mentioned this. Every time I see Sonic Adventure, I hear Sonic Adventure, I play Sonic Adventure, somewhere in the back of my mind this scene plays. So, it is 1999. Just the year before that, the N64 launched in Germany. I want to say it was 98, at least that's when I got one, in summer 98. And I was 10 years old. And I thought I was an adult already. Because, you know, sometimes kids go through this phase where they're like, oh, I'm really grown up already. Bullshit, I was a little kid, but I felt very grown up. And because I wanted to act very grown up, like I was pretending that I am, my tastes in things slowly changed. I don't know if it actually changed out of its own or because I made myself do that. I don't know, hen egg, you know, which one started first. So, by pure happenstance, I learned about the Sega Dreamcast. The next new big console, the next generational leap. 128-bit processing and all that. None of that meant anything, but you know, bigger numbers mean better, so that's important to a kid. And I got to play, or I got to watch live gameplay of Sonic Adventure at some expo that happened in 1999. I forgot when exactly. And I started like buying magazines to read up on the game because Sonic looked so cool. And I'm talking turn of the century, early 2000s, late 90s cool. You will see what exactly that means in a bit. It's very clearly the DNA of Sonic Adventure. But I had it in my head that I wanted to get a Dreamcast and I wanted to get Sonic Adventure because that was cool and I was a cool kid and I wanted to be cool, and what's cooler than a cool kid playing a cool game? Exactly nothing. So I had to get a Dreamcast. So my parents told me, well, you already have a game console, you have an N64 and games. So if you want to get a Dreamcast, you have to sell the N64. Which I didn't understand the logic back then, I still don't understand it now, and from a collector's point of view nowadays that really hurts. But you know, I'm 10, what can I do? It's not like I can leave. So I start selling my N64 and the games. And I have the game, everything is sold, I've got the money together. And now I'm telling my parents, okay, I want to buy a Dreamcast. They're like, yeah, later, they're sold out, we've called all the places. I was 10, I didn't know better. I did not have the autonomy yet to just go places myself. So I need to adjust to audio because I can already hear the game and it's getting to me. So I'm a 10-year-old with the cash to buy a new console and a game, and I'm waiting for the release. I want to say, when did it release in Germany? Let me double check. I want to say it was in time for Christmas. Release Germany. October 14, 1999 in Europe. So I had the official Dreamcast magazine that came out around the time. I already bought a guidebook because I knew I would spend all of my money, like my pocket money and the money I made from selling my stuff, on a Dreamcast, and I would buy all the games. All the games. I would read the magazines and like, this looks cool. I make a list, I'm gonna buy this game, I'm gonna play it. But always Sonic Adventure was the #1 thing. It's Christmas 1999. And I'm kind of sad because my parents had told me all the Dreamcasts were sold out everywhere. No Dreamcasts in all of Germany. It's a real shame. And the magazines I had bought didn't say anything contrary, so who was I to not believe my parents? It's Christmas Eve. We unwrap the gifts and there's a big box under the tree and it's for me. And I open the box and it's a Dreamcast. And I remember for the first time in my life being incredibly happy, but also sad because I sold my N64. I sold the games to buy a Dreamcast, and now I wouldn't get the culmination of that journey, you know? I wouldn't get to go to the store and take my cash and go, one Dreamcast please. But I got a Dreamcast, so I was also happy. And then my mind kept going, wait, there's also smaller packages. Those are a shape I've never seen. They look kind of like CD boxes, but thicker. That couldn't, what is that? So I opened them and it was like 2 or 3 Dreamcast games, 2 I want to say, and one of them was Sonic Adventure. And the other one was, what was the other one? I forgot, a game I don't think I ever touched. Doesn't matter. So I got the Dreamcast, I got the game. I overcame the being sad about not being able to buy it myself with my own money really quickly because I realized, wait, if I have the money from selling that stuff, that means I can buy more Dreamcast games now. You know, that's not a bad thing. Did you rebuy the N64? I'll get to it in a second. Nothing to do with the story, but we'll get there. So, we're on a vacation in Denmark because that's what we used to do when I was a kid. It's Christmas Eve, I've unpacked my Dreamcast, my new brand spanking new Dreamcast. I've got Sonic Adventure. I'm flipping through the manual. I'm begging my mom to set up the Dreamcast to the TV. She does it. My parents are like bickering, yeah, don't play too long on the TV, we want to watch stuff. My grandparents were there. For some reason, my mom, my dad, I don't know why, or who, decided to give my grandfather the single CD of Tom Jones' Sex Bomb, which also came out around that time, or at least made it into the top of the charts in Germany around that time. So I distinctively remember setting up my Dreamcast and getting to start to play Sonic Adventure with my grandfather, putting the CD in the CD player somewhere in the living room in the background and blasting Tom Jones' Sex Bomb, on repeat. Now, time is a funny thing when you're a kid and you're playing a video game for the first time. And I don't remember how long I played the first moment I got the chance to. It could have been half an hour, could have been 4 days, I don't know. But I remember the entire time Tom Jones going, Sex Bomb, Sex Bomb. And every time I looked over my shoulder, like back there where my family was, my grandfather going like... And that's where I got my moves from, I guess. So that's the reason why Tom Jones and Sex Bomb will always be part and parcel of this game with me. After around a year and a half of being the single proudest owner of a Dreamcast in Germany, I got some terrible news. I opened my trusty official Dreamcast magazine, I devoured the pages, and very early on in the magazine it said, horrible news. Sega has announced that they're dropping out of making consoles because they don't have any money anymore. And so after that I did re-buy an N64, and after that I did keep my consoles. Yeah, I did. And then I started building a collection more or less, I guess. So yeah, eventually the N64 came back, and now thinking back, because it's been 24 years since, 25 years soon since I got my hands on a Dreamcast. I want to say I've definitely played more N64 games than I've played Dreamcast games in my lifetime. But that doesn't change the fact that Sonic Adventure holds a very special place in my heart. Because I attribute to this game me becoming the super cool person that I am today. Thank you, Sega, and thank you, Sonic team. There you go. That's my story. Shaking Matter, come back from sorting my laundry and this man talking about sex bombs and not opening his heart. Hello, Skinner. So for those that don't know, Open Your Heart is the main title theme of Sonic Adventure. And no, I haven't talked about it, and as a matter of fact, you won't get to hear it for a while, but I'll try to structure this somewhat, because today there is no Tifa to interrupt my flow of consciousness. I'll get to that, but I don't think we'll get to hear the song today, sorry. What, Sega, I've left the console market, first I've heard of it. Hello, Benjima. Happy Wednesday. Unfortunately they did, yeah. To this day I don't know why they never made a Dreamcast Mini, because I want to say they should have. It can't be that hard to get like a small system on a chip computer thing, shape it, put a shell around it that looks like a Dreamcast and load it with Sonic Adventure, Crazy Taxi, you know, all the memorable Dreamcast games that people still play today that got a cult following because, you know, it exists. Mission failed successfully. Yes, in every regard. I can't shit talk the game anymore. Yes, you can, Psycho. I'll get to that myself in a moment. Because yes, it can be done, it should be done, it needs to be done. Shame where shame is due, if you ask me. Sweat plays during the title sequence. It does, but more on that in a moment. Only because 5 games isn't enough to release a mini. Let me think. Spitting from the dome. Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Crazy Taxi, Crazy Taxi 2. Grandia 2 is third party, doesn't count. Skies of Arcadia definitely needs to be on a Dreamcast Mini. Sonic Shuffle. Let me check one second. Let me get the list of games I actually have on the Dreamcast out so that I do remember. Where do I have it? Blue Stinger. How could I forget Blue Stinger? If that's not the one we're talking about, Benjima, then Blue Stinger needs to be #1. Then we have Choo Choo Rocket. I don't know why that didn't get a multi-platform re-release. I know there's one on iOS and Android, but you know, not on anything else. Phantasy Star Online, yes. We could argue Dino Crisis. I kind of liked it. Evolution 1 and 2, I don't think most people played those. Also JRPGs, turn-based. I liked them. We have Out-Trigger, that's first party. That would need like a modification to play with 2 sticks. The controls are really weird. Power Stone 1 and 2 owned by Capcom, but whatever. Project Justice, School Rumble or Rumble School 2. Did you say Power Stone? I just did. Ready to Rumble Boxing 1 and 2. Again, third party, but deserve to be on there. Sega GT is iffy. Soul Calibur, Star Wars, Demolition. Time Stalkers, another game nobody ever heard of. Virtua Fighter, Toy Commander. Toy Commander. If you haven't heard of Toy Commander, Google it. If you get the chance to play it yourself. It was supposed to get multi-platform releases and it never did. Maybe at one point we'll get to stream those, but oh well. Yes, there were many great games and I had a lot of fun with Dreamcast while it lasted. But I need to turn my focus to Sonic Adventure because the game is rather long for just having 3 streams to complete it with how I play things. And I need to preface this. So, Sonic Adventure is a buggy, broken mess. If you didn't know. But, thankfully, if you do play on the PC, you can buy it on Steam, for example. And the amazing fan community has made a mod manager, and there's tons of guides out there that help you fix Sonic Adventure and make it playable. I'm not talking about cheats, though those exist as well and you can use those just as much as you want. I'm talking about actually fixing the game. So, case in point, when I say we're gonna play Sonic Adventure today, we're not actually just playing Sonic Adventure DX Vanilla as you can buy it on Steam, because that is gonna be slightly frustrating at points when it doesn't need to. So here's the list of what I'm running, and they don't really change anything, they just fix things and make the game look better. We've got Sonic Adventure DX Fixed Edition, fixing the most glaring issues. Smooth camera, because the original game camera is absolute crap. A proper frame limiter, because the PC version is broken. Idle chatter, which is fluff stuff. Lantern engine and Dreamcast conversion, because for some reason Sonic Adventure was a launch title for the Dreamcast, and when Sega went belly up, they decided, oh, let's go multi-platform, and they re-released it on the GameCube and eventually PC, and then eventually ported that to every platform out there. When they made the jump from Sonic Adventure to Sonic Adventure Director's Cut for the GameCube, they upgraded it, and it's arguable whether you think it looks better. They look different. Unoptimized? No, it's actually optimized. It runs on toasters. That's not the problem. The problem is they took a buggy mess and made it buggier, and they updated the graphics, and they changed things around, and they didn't put in the work to actually make all the effects still look the same. Thankfully, because of Lantern Engine and Dreamcast conversion, they bring those back. So the Sonic Adventure DX you're going to see looks as close to the Dreamcast version without being the broken Dreamcast version as possible. They made the mess available to everyone. Messier, yes. Anyway, the Dreamcast DLC, which we're not gonna see because that only kicks in after we've finished the game once, and that's the point of me streaming this. Sound overhaul, bringing better quality from the original Dreamcast release back. What's this one? The original character designs, because they also changed those around. I could play a Super Sonic, spoilers, there's Super Sonic in the game, once we've unlocked him. Not gonna happen. Some HD stuff, fixing controller input, and all full motion video sequences we got have actually been upscaled using AI, because the original is pretty pixelated by today's standards. Hello Jacket, happy Wednesday, welcome in. Someone who grew up with the GameCube version, the graphics were fine. I agree, because when the game relaunched on GameCube, I bought it on launch day, and I devoured that one too because I wanted Sonic Adventure again. It's not bad, but putting both of them next to each other, I like the look and feel of the art direction of the Dreamcast version better. It's completely optional, it's all down to personal taste. I'm just saying, we're gonna see the Dreamcast conversion version of the game. You can just not enable that and then it looks more like the GameCube version. Which is a bit more smooth. They tried to make it look more 6th gen. A little bit more... They were trying to keep it like, or to make it more higher, not HD because that wasn't a thing yet. They tried to make it more higher definition as far as that was possible, but yeah. I prefer the Dreamcast one. I grew up with that one. I'm biased. Sega does what Nintendo don't fail. Yeah. Sega, as much as I love them, they make some really wild choices. Really, really weird ones. Appreciate that you have a hot drink and also a cool drink. I too do this while streaming. They're both cold. This is cold coffee. Yeah, including ice cubes early action. When it's too hot to move, so I have to die off first. It's not that bad here. I'm warm, but it's not that bad. Thankfully. So, do I need to say anything else before we can finally start the game? I think... Don't rub it. Make ice cubes. If you have a freezer, go get a shape, put some water in there, put it in there, make ice cubes. I can recommend it. Did I forget anything? I've told my story about Sonic Adventure. I told you about the mod manager. Oh yes, one last thing. Sonic Adventure. I said it before, saying it again. I will continue saying this while I'm playing this probably. Is one of the earlier 3D games. And it shows at times. And for every good choice Sonic Team and Sega make, there's also usually one that is, let's say, questionable. So I've played through this game 100 times in my life, easily. You're gonna see my save file in a moment where I've gotten everything unlocked. I want to try to play it in a way that somebody would the first time doing this. Because there are points where the game is not exactly straightforward with what it wants you to do. And for those of you that haven't played it yet and don't plan on playing, I at least want to try to give you a chance to get a first look kind of feel from this. Case in point, I do have a walkthrough open on the side in case I get stuck, because there's some weird things in the game, especially at the end, that really throw me off. But wild choices like a DLC by putting a game card on top of another game card. Yeah, the 32X and the Sega CD were definitely choices, and part of the reason why Sega eventually ran out of money. Also the Saturn, being shadow dropped at E3. Got a bottle of ice, nice skin. I have a fridge with a water dispenser, but it's empty and I'm melting. Fill it up. Do that to yourself. Future Benjima will thank you for your deeds of then past Benjima. Take my word for it. Sonic and Knuckles was the first one I can think of. Yeah. It's also the only one I can think of actually. The reason my face just changed is I've got the game running already, I mentioned that earlier, and when you do that you first get to see the opening intro cutscene kind of thing. I'm not showing it to you because it contains spoilers for the entire game. Sorry, it's like a classic anime opening where they tell you everything that's gonna happen in the series, so we're not watching that. But after that it shows you gameplay footage, and even the pre-recorded gameplay footage is bugging the hell out. There was massive camera flickering on screen just now. And it's wild. I wish I had already put this on screen so you would have seen it. Oh well, there'll be more of it. Translates to me as we're totally going to get lost in Woods' vast adventure. Don't get me started on the Lost Woods. Lost Woods? No, what have we called here? Mystic Ruins, that's it. And the jungle part in the game. We'll get there. Future Benjima will be dead, so okay. You're really not gonna make it up until you have cold water? I doubt that. And now the AI just heated itself off a cliff. I need to start pressing buttons. Here we go. This is not me. This is the attract mode. Spoilers, there is playable Knuckles in this, and he decided to fall off a cliff. Alright, let's play the game. Press start. I'm pressing start. There we go. Here. Now there's proof on the internet. I've recently finished the game. 130 emblems. That's all the things you can get. I've unlocked everything. That was Open Your Heart. Seconds of it. It doesn't count.
Select a character.
So, you can either read the manual when you get the game, or you actually, you look at the screen and you realize, oh my god, there's multiple playable characters. Yes, Sonic Adventure is not just a Sonic game. You get to play as all of these, plus one more, but spoilers. Let's do this.
Let's get him.
Look at how cool he is with a... Wonderful. Question mark? Yes. Question mark. And as any good game in the early 2000s, immediately cutscenes. Ninja jumping, delayed audio cues, you know it.
Oh yeah! This is happening!
The animations are just... mwah.
What's up?
Why does his mouth disappear when he isn't talking? It's wild. Peak animation, yes! This was peak animation at the time.
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself!
Now, I want to make fun of them for immediately whipping out the guns, but they did tell it to stand down.
Lock on target, man! Ready? Fire!
Doesn't your mouth disappear when you're not talking? Yes, it does. Imagine.
Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat!
Imagine if it like grew shut for a moment.
Fall back!
Oh yeah! This could be fun!
A group of police are shooting at the thing. It's a floating brain in a body. Sonic goes, yeah, this is fun. It's 2000. Like, meet Chaos. Chaos Zero in this case. So as in every Sonic game you want to collect rings, and this is about as far as Tifa would get without throwing up. And this is also the hardest fight in the game. We're Sonic, we can walk around. If we keep walking, we're gonna get fast. We got jumps. If we press the jump button again, we've got this really, really handy homing jump. And like in basically every video game, if there's something big and glowy, you have to hit it. So. Done.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time!
If you're wondering why the camera is moving like that, that's because that's how the camera is, and this is with the camera fixes applied. That's not me doing that manually. I try to not mess with the camera because it usually gets worse. Now we played for 40 seconds, now it's time for another cutscene.
Come on, you big drip! Where you going?
You big drip! Sickest burn of 1999. Never trust a manhole. You'd never know what's inside. Can we appreciate the rain effect though?
You know nothing, fool! god of destruction!
I love this game so much. I want to say, energy-wise, this is one of the closest things you can play to a Saturday morning cartoon.
Huh? What? Tails?
What?
Watch out,
Tails?
you're gonna crash. Ah!
That's my impression of a Sonic Adventure phase.
Now, what am I gonna do with you?
Meh. I feel there was an important story before this. That's the thing, Psycho, there isn't. There isn't. The lore is... Oh, by the way, we can check out these things by pressing this button. Welcome to Emerald Coast. We can also talk to people, by the way. Like this lady here. Just my luck. A monster appears when a plane falls. I came here to relax. This is unbelievable. You know it. Rescue Tails. Welcome to the actual gameplay stages. The idea being, just like in any other Sonic game, get to the end of the stage. If you replay stages, you can get extra emblems. Think stars, like in Super Mario 64. They're for bragging rights, and you can unlock something super cool if you get all 130 of them. But essentially just get to the end of a stage and live. It's not that difficult. So it was just a Chaos God dropping by? Yes. That's the story the game gives you. I think if you check the manual, it will tell you that Sonic was away and he just returned to Station Square when the plot happens. So anything that you didn't see in the cutscene is Sonic was somewhere and then he came back. That whale scene, by the way, that's me moving the camera now. That shot of Sonic running away from that whale, that's not me, that's the camera. That's the camera being Sonic Adventure, what you just saw. I just turned it once. That, the first time I saw that, I thought, what is this Hollywood movie production? Like, for 10-year-old me, in 1999, that was mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Same like this, these stages seemed so much bigger than anything in Super Mario 64. Oh, like in any Sonic game, there's also these capsules with like coins and stuff. Or speed shoes that you can run at top speed for a little bit. And one-ups, of course. Superior's Sonic Adventure 2 is, I do miss the hub from Sonic Adventure 1. Yes, that's the other thing. You saw it for a moment there, but we're actually gonna get to move around there. Sonic Adventure 1 has a playable overworld with stuff in it. And it's amazing. Now, you're gonna think, oh, what am I gonna do? There's a bumper pad down there, should I use it? But what's this? I'm not gonna press buttons. What's this light? Let's jump into it.
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam, shortcut. It would have been even faster if I, didn't do the whole talking thing, but how else would you know what that is? The shot with the dolphins. Like, we're running through here, the water on the side, this dolphin shot, like... I feel like a 10-year-old Jack on Christmas again. Oh, there's also a score system, because despite this being a purely single-player game, the DNA of game designers at the time still said we have to have scores so that people can compare them, I guess. And every time you finish a mission like that, you get an emblem.
Hey Sonic, long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
Why is his face moving like that?
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Why not just use my plane?
I got my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Hey, remember the Chaos Emeralds?
A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test fights. This thing's got unlimited
Yeah.
power, you know. So
I just found this.
why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you.
Is it a Chaos Emerald?
Mystic Ruin. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
I feel like this line is offensive because the fastest way is by train. You're talking to Sonic. I'm the fastest thing alive. Also, now we can play as Tails as Sonic. If I now were to go out of the game and go back to the menu, I could play as Tails. And that doesn't just change the playable character for the game. All characters have their own game within Sonic Adventure. It's one consecutive story, but you get to follow them around and see their parts. That blew my mind as a kid. Anyway, let's take the train. Bro just found an Infinity Stone on the ground. Effectively,
The Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
this voice line is etched into my brain. In case you're wondering, why is he moving so weird? Play the game for yourself. That's why. Look at how vast everything looks. And now you'll ask yourself, Mystic Ruins. I think I took the train there, where do I go now? Well, I can either run around everywhere or
Workshop should be around here somewhere.
we can ask the light, which nobody ever reacts to and everyone just accepts that it's there.
If it isn't Sonic!
Somehow Tails was up there.
Look, it's a giant talking egg.
Silence!
I took offense with that.
Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world!
Thanks for introducing yourself.
Eggman.
Enough! I've got big plans, and now I'm gonna put them to work.
You're always up to no good. Now what do you want?
I want all of the Chaos Emeralds. Better not interfere, or else!
Or else.
Or else what, you big loser?
Or else I'll take them from you by force, the hard way.
Here we go, here we go. Look, it's a slightly bigger flying machine. The music seems too happy for us. First boss or second boss fight already? Egg Hornet. We got to play one stage Sonic and this is the second boss fight already. So this thing has missiles, so we're just gonna walk around. Thankfully, with stuff like this, the game locks the camera so that it actually becomes playable. I wanna say they do that for every boss fight. It's like automatically locked on, which is very necessary. But if anything, there's no pacing issue. We'll get there, don't worry, they put those in there as well. The game has everything, including pacing issues. But you know, earlier you asked, you said like, I feel like there's story missing because why is a Chaos God suddenly there? I wanna say they had the idea for the game, and then writing-wise, they just kind of like gave up and just went, yeah, just go with it. Because every character gets introduced or introduces themselves, like Eggman just now did. Like, I'm Dr. Eggman! And then the conversation gives it away that even if you've never played a Sonic game before, they don't like each other, Robotnik is the bad guy, and he needs to be stopped. So, I don't know why Chaos didn't get more of an intro in the beginning of the game. Or why it's there, you know. This is how I look too when I fall over.
Well, that wasn't so hard. Oh no!
How did he see that? Oh, he's petting the emerald. That's really nice.
Chaos?
If you thought it going down into the sewer through the manhole means it's in the sewage, no, it's just wherever it needs to be. Chaos Zero digivolves to...
Oh, yes! It's just as the stone tablets predicted.
Ah yes, the stone tablets.
His strength increases every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald. With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible and work for me.
It's the Chaos God. I'll make it strong and it will work for me.
And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all. Come on, Chaos!
There's your plot, Bible. That's all you need to know. Ninja, vanish. Just like that.
We can't let him get away with this, can we?
No way, Tails.
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform. So, it's up to us to get the emeralds before Eggman does, huh?
Okay. So where are they? Not like the game will tell you. But look, this looks like it could this be Tails' workshop that we needed to find? What is this? The windstone. It looks like a key. The design must mean something. So, which one of you paid attention and knows where to put this thing? I'll give you a moment. It's foreshadowing. Yes, I guess. But at the same time, you need to get really engaged to like stick around until you get there. But Tails, just summarize the main plot in one sentence. As in every Sonic game, just stop the bad guys from doing things. Let's ask our handy dandy light friend.
Tails' workshop should be around here somewhere.
Okay, been there, done that. Super helpful. So this game subscribes to the idea of go everywhere, try everything. Thankfully, I can tell you that it's right here. When you put it down, the key is floating. And then this happens, and I'm not sure the game came out a few years after Super Mario 64, but I think they just assume that everybody knows that you need to jump into it. So, welcome to Windy Valley. That was a bad jump. I mean, it's water, it could be everywhere. Yeah, they make use of that. Basically, plot-wise, wherever chaos needs to be, it will be. It's just more convenient that way.
The wind is making an invisible path. Don't be afraid. Go through the gate.
The first time I got here, I was trying to move Sonic along with the leaves because you know they like curve and spiral. You will die if you do that. You will fall. The idea is it's one of those parts of a Sonic game where you just keep going straight. So you just keep holding straight ahead. Now in a tornado.
You should be able to get out of the tornado.
Oh look, it's another one of those. In case we didn't use them earlier, we would get the same explanation. I'm back for a bit. Some guy on the net told me to refill my water dispenser, so I had to clean it in. It's a bitch to put back in after you take it out. Benjima, welcome back, and I'm very happy that you did that. We found a glitch. This is a trampoline, as you can see from Tails jumping on it, but somehow I fell through it. Now I'm not. In the 20 years, 25 years I've played this game, I've never once managed to fall through the trampoline. That's a first for me. Oh, cinematic hero shot. New. Time for some more running. Also, unless you go out of your way. Oh, I forgot to say. We can also spin, and that makes us go fast. The game is rather generous with the amount of rings you can get, especially early on. And there's a couple parts in the game that can go really wrong. So I will try to collect them. Can't do anything with that. If only there was something we can unlock later that makes that shortcut possible. And if Eggman had a water jar, but he just stores chaos and so you can carry it around with him. Depending on how they show that, that would either be absolutely adorable or horrible. Because, you know, big animal, small cage. Also, it's a chaos god, technically, so that feels kind of disrespectful. Why can't I get up there? There we go. Probably a direct result of your mods. You're free to play without them and see how far ahead you'll get without falling through geometry of levels and such, because good luck with that. Also, look at this. This feels great. Like every time the game works and it's not doing weird, dumb, strange things, it's amazing. Like the idea of running down this floating thing. Let's not talk about why it's there or how this works, but it's just cool. We're running through the air, over the leaves like a freaking ninja. Fuck you, Naruto. This is gangster shit. These stages would make great Mario Kart tracks. Exactly, exactly. There needs to be a crossover thing. There we go. It's water, it would fit. Yeah, but still. I like the idea of having a cute chaos in a jar because it likes it.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
That audio cue is the game very subtly telling you you might want to go back to the city. So let's do it. Is this another game you replay yearly? Yes, it is. Usually once a year I play through this. And last time I did, that's the save file that was visible at the beginning, I actually went through the trouble of getting all 130 emblems. So, quick thing about those. Every time you beat a story part, you get one. There's a couple other ways to get some of them. Some of them are just hidden in the adventure field, which is the open hub world. If you collect all 130 of them, you unlock Metal Sonic as a playable character. Metal Sonic is just a character swap for Sonic. And you cannot play him in story mode, it's just when you replay stages and stuff, you get to play as him.
There's a place somewhere in the city where you can go down into the sewer.
Alright. Now, game design, really quick. The first character we saw get into what we would assume is the sewer went through a manhole. Oh look, there's an open one here. There we go. That wasn't too hard now, was it? High jump and camera. Yeah, let's see what we're gonna get.
Now you've got light speed shoes. Press and hold the action button to store up power.
This blew my mind as a kid.
Enough power, release the button and you can do the light speed dash. The light speed dash lets you race toward rings at light speed. As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about anywhere.
One problem with that is...
Ready?
Takes a while to charge. But then you have a super cool blue effect, like look at this. This looks so sexy. Let's get through here and back to the city. Played through this game multiple times, GameCube, PS3, Steam, I'll be fine. You stream the vanilla Steam version, I'll play through this one and then we put it side by side and we can check all the differences. Now, there's one thing we're gonna do now that is completely optional, but I'm gonna do it because otherwise it will annoy the hell out of me. So, if you explore a bit, like you do when you're a kid and you've got nothing else to do, you're probably gonna find this. And then you press this button and you see, oh my god, there's a power-up in there. And then you're gonna press the other button and then, oh my god, I can reach that now.
Ready?
So let's... First try, usually that takes me about 10 because the game's iffy. But we got it. This is completely optional, but I feel necessary.
Ring. This reduces the time needed to store power for the light speed dash.
Now check the difference.
Ready?
Still kinda long, but about half the time. And I want to say that's worth it. Now, Jack, I mean, within the nicest way, you should play Sonic Frontiers. I've seen Skinner play through it. I didn't like it. The music is awesome though.
You can go to the casino area at nighttime.
And because we can go to the casino area, we should. Now, which one of you knows where the casino is? Is this the casino? Nah, it's Twinkle Park, it even says that at the top. We've got a special for couples right now. Cute couples getting free. Alright, good to know. Now, of course, the casino is... Welcome to the casino. This is not the casino, this is a hotel lobby. This is the way to the casino. Which you just gotta figure out yourself.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be...
Then you run through here and then you go, oh my god, it's a casino. Casinopolis is open. But the only way in is closed. Sorry. If only there was, one of those thingies. Could it be that some rings just appeared? You know it. At least they learned the lesson in the sequel and just made a button press. Yes, very necessary. Now, welcome to the third level, Casinopolis. I want to say the worst stage in the game. And I'll explain to you why. The emerald is up there, and we need to get up there. Now, as you can see from the fact that I cannot jump higher now, this locks you in until you've given this machine enough money. So what's something everybody wants to do when they buy a Sonic game? Exactly, play pinball. So I'm gonna be playing a pinball game for the next, I wanna say, 10 or so minutes. Because that's the fastest way I know how to get the money. The game is awesome. I think what really turns me off from Sonic Frontiers is the fact that the open world stuff looks, to me at least, exactly like Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. And that game to me was such a disappointment. I wanted to love it. Like when I learned, I really enjoyed Phantasy Star Online 2 as well. I was so happy when it got a Western release, played a character to max level on launch, after the launch issues got fixed. And when they launched New Genesis, I'm like, oh my god, they gave it a new fresh coat of paint and it looks so great. And when I realized it's not actually a graphics upgrade, it's a new game. And it looks great, I think. But the game itself, at least on launch when I played it, was so not fun to me. Everything took forever to do, you felt super weak the entire game, everything takes forever to grind for. Real quick, when you do the pinball thing, after you've exhausted your balls, and yes, deliberate choice of words, sometimes you end up in here in the sewer, sometimes you don't. I cannot explain to you why one or the other happens. I've played this game for 20 years. I do not know. I've never looked it up either. Sometimes it just drops you back in the Casinopolis main stage. Sometimes you're here. I don't know. If it just looked like I was actively dodging those ring pickups, I wasn't. It's really hard to explain how bad controls are bad unless you play it yourself, and this is the recurring reminder that you should play this game yourself, because the controls are bad sometimes. Also, I hope you appreciate that Sonic stops there for a moment because he gets water droplets on his head. He needs to shake those off. That's the one and only time that happens in the game. And we got to see it. Sometimes it doesn't play. 209 rings. Let me quickly hand those in if I can find the entrance. Over there. We could also attack these things for a couple coins each. But we need a few hundred. I want to say 350? The game doesn't tell you. You just have to keep trying. Shake, shake. And that's not nearly enough, is it? No. Do you see how far down I am? Let's do it again. Good thing there is a second pinball machine, if I can find it. No. The homing jump is very homing. Let's do card pinball. Has a nice Easter egg. Look, it's Nights from Nights into Dreams, which I haven't played. I was fine with New Genesis because it had the same slight disappointment as I did with vanilla PSO2 because it's not Phantasy Star Online. Yes. Have you ever played any of the other Phantasy Star games, Skinner? Because I want to say a lot of people expected PSO2 to be more like the original, but all the Phantasy Star games are kind of different. It's like Final Fantasies. They all share some themes and item names and stuff, but they're all rather different. Unless we're talking Phantasy Star 1 through 4, those tell a story. But everything else, Phantasy Star Universe, Phantasy Star Online 1, 2, New Genesis, not exactly connected. Why is Sonic not just getting a ladder? Is he stupid? Yes. Why is Sonic not just asking Tails to pick him up and fly him up there? You know, screw the ladder. If the only answer I have is, yeah, he is stupid. Some of the chili dogs. You know, he gets a lot of protein, but apparently not vitamins and stuff and whatever else he needs to make his brain work properly. Real quick. So the gimmick with this one is, as you just saw, every time you touch one of those cards, that goes into your, let's call it inventory on the right side of the screen. And if you get a pair, a triple, a full house, you get extra coins for it. If you make the, let's call it a mistake of what I just did, you get through there, you get this amazing long cutscene where Sonic just flies through a little Easter egg with Knights in the background. You can't control this, you can't do anything, and it takes 30 seconds. And then the game just continues. I guess this is really cool if you've played Knights at some point and you loved it, and every time Knights, I think is the name of the character, is on screen, you start clapping. From my perspective, it's just takes a while. And where were we? Played like 20 minutes of Knights and then never went back to a friend's house. I'm sorry that your friendship ended over Nights in Dream or Nights into Dreams. Maybe I played at some point, but anything I've seen about it just never like tickled my fancy. Also, the basic Sonic Adventure game already has, let's say, slight issues with physics. Them putting a pinball minigame into this and then forcing you to play it for so long, it's iffy. I've definitely played better pinball games before. Hey, Free of a Kind. There we go. It's Online episode 3 with its card-based gameplay was weird, not gonna lie, I did not like it as a child. I don't remember anything about that. I know it's a card-based game, and I think the story actually continues from PSO, but I don't remember anything else about it. Never really got into those like card-based games. To this day, every time I see a game announcement or a trailer and they go like, roguelike deck building game, like no, it's not for me. But apparently they're popular enough, they keep making them. So. 200 rings. Let's drop the ball and then see if I've got enough to get the Chaos Emerald. Because we've already been in here for 8 minutes. First time I played this as a kid, I freaked out because I remember from, I say the first Sonic game I played was Sonic CD. When you reached 10 minutes on the timer, Sonic would die because time over. So when the timer reached almost 10, I started like getting really anxious because, oh my god, no, Sonic is gonna die.
Yeah, not bad.
You can actually get to 99 minutes, I wanna say. I don't know what happens after that. I know I've once let it keep going for a bit just to see what happens, but time for another cutscene. Hey, remember when we didn't put Sonic out as a day one and gave you this long-legged weirdo instead? I mean, Sonic Adventure was supposed to be on Saturn.
Oh, no, you don't.
It just didn't happen.
Eggman.
Eggman. And nobody comes to help, by the way.
Oh, man. What happened to that emerald we just had?
I guess Eggman's got one of them. But the other one's safe. That guy must be desperate.
That means his 2 to our 1, and that's not good. Come on, Sonic, we need to get busy.
If you look closely during that cutscene, you can see that Sonic and Tails are not actually standing on the ground, but floating. It's tiny things, but they really threw me off. Look, another thing dropped. The Ice Stone. It looks like a key. Maybe I can use it in the Mystic Ruins. Let's take the train again.
The Mystic Ruins will be departing
Oh my
soon.
god, the camera. Choo choo. How much Sega loves referencing knights, you think they do more of it. Nah, that would take money. Oh look, cutscene telling us there's a new path open. And that's a very good clue that we should go there. Now, please check out these physics. Like, I'm not doing this, I mean, the second one was on purpose, but if you are just unlucky or you're not very good, you can just get stuck here because you're not gonna get on the stone. Mind-blowingly bad, yes. Also, hello Mortonaut, howdy back at you. Love to stay, but I've gotta go fast. Do that. Thanks for dropping by. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, whatever you're gonna do. I wish you the utmost fun, success, luck. Pick one, pick all, whatever you need. Do it. I believe in you. This moment gives me pause because I'll do it. I have childhood video game PTSD from this particular thing. So I said in the beginning how as a 10-year-old I wanted to be cool. And you know what's really cool? Being good and fast at video games. That's why speedruns are so entertaining to watch and do. So I remember getting up here at some point and going, wait, if the... How? Okay, it doesn't even need to be on the thing. You can just put it anywhere here apparently. I did not know that either. Now I can't show you the thing. Sorry, I sabotaged my own moment. Back to my story. I got up here with that key in hand and I threw it in the direction of that pedestal, thinking it's just gonna float there like it did now, right? That's not what happened. Spoilers, we're gonna come back here with different characters. I'll try it again then. The key got flung this way and clipped through the door, which remained closed. So I had to physically reset the console to get back to this point so that I would get another key. That really frustrated me for some reason. Like, even as a kid, you know, I mean, I lost like what, 90 seconds, 2 minutes of gameplay, but so dumb, so dumb. Look, another animation and stuff that we're never gonna use again in this game, but it looks really cool. It's the little details. They give Sonic this grabbing thing and stuff. It's so cute. But you're on science, so I can't even hear if Jack is praising me or chastising me. I was praising you. Vet him out. See you later, Mortonaut. Goodbye. Mwah. Maybe the modders patched that out. I hope they did. I wanna say we come back here at least...
Ready? Go!
Twice. No, once. We're gonna come back here, I don't know, at least once, I think twice, with other characters. and we have to open that door again. So when we'll do that, I'll try to throw it through there again, just so that we can see if it's still a thing, or maybe I just got better at video games and it's just not a problem anymore. This always made me feel like this takes like a ton of precision, but really the hitboxes are really convenient. Which is funny, because for a game that is sometimes really bad with the camera and stuff just turning wildly, it feels funny to me that they nailed the movements in like half of the moments in the game, and other times they just didn't. Hey! The timer stopped. Could that mean something? Whoa! Little Easter egg. During the loading that happens when you walk through that door, or is it during the cutscene? I forgot. One of the two. If you hold a certain button, you get a different snowboard. It just looks different. It doesn't have any different features or anything. Also, this avalanche looks really like it's gonna mess you up, right? It can't hit you. It physically can't catch up with you. It's just there to look menacing. And now we get to play a mandatory snowboarding sequence, which I want to say, if you've played The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, it's a lot like that one. Whenever we get onto one of those cool looking ramps and we just press the jump button, we get to do some sick moves because Sonic is cool. Kind of like City Escape from Sonic Adventure 2. The physics in this are so weird. Shortcut. Also, if you press the action button, he does this like little lurch forward. I don't know if it actually makes you go faster or like change your turning or anything like it does in other snowboarding games. But it looks kind of cool. Woohoo! Every time I skip that last speed boost thing. Every single time.
Yes!
There we go. Speaking of Sonic and snowboarding, you hear the news about Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games? Yes, they will not make anymore. In case people were wondering, because I actually thought about this. Every year for the last 14 years, I want to say? Something around that? Over a decade, I want to say. To coincide with the Olympic Games, there was a Mario and Sonic Games. Mario and Sonic game. Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics, at the Summer Olympics. So I just thought that's something that they do nowadays. I don't know where to go next, by the way. Let's go back to the city. Oh god, my camera. So I was weirded out by the fact that this year, like right now, there's the Summer Olympics in Paris, but there is no new game. Turns out that the company behind the Olympic Games, the ICO, the International Committee for the Olympics, something like that, doesn't give out the license anymore. So Nintendo and Sega can't make another game because, you know, they don't have a license anymore, because instead they want to invest in esports and NFTs. Now, esports, fine, whatever, but NFTs in 2024? The market is dead. I don't think anybody unironically still talks about NFTs. Oh look, it's our friend Knuckles. Cutscene. I laugh how both of them just look away from Knuckles. Oh, he's being punchy.
Something bugging you?
Something bugging you?
No time for games, Sonic. Give me the emeralds you have, right now! What? Let's just see you take him.
Knuckles greater than everything. Let's see about that.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, real quick, because this is just beautiful. You might remember from the previous boss fights that bosses have health bars. I don't know why. A few of them don't have that. Knuckles being one of them. If you check in the top right corner, you see a tiny number. Currently, that's a 2. That's the health bar, or the health indicator. So, oh, we attacked each other. There you go. And
Your best shot. Oh no.
there we go. 0, I won.
Oh no! The Chaos Emeralds!
Oh no. Maybe Luca wants to do a puzzle. Hi Luca, have fun.
Like taking candy from a baby.
Why didn't... He could have just grabbed them, but instead he teleported them because that's cooler, I guess.
That's a Chaos Emerald.
You just said you want the Chaos Emeralds. Why are you confused about that now?
Easy. You practically gave them to me.
Oh, Knuckles.
Hold it right there, creep! You can't get away with this! Knuckles, don't tell me Eggman tricked you again!
Me? What about you?
Way to go, Knucklehead!
Now I have 4 lovely emeralds. Chaos.
Chaos. Oh, it's gotten bigger again. This looks really cool. This reminds me of that Pokemon and Solosis.
My friend.
Or Duosis? The final evolution. When it gets hands. It's the only reason I like that Pokemon design. This always freaked me out as a kid.
Man, no one ever cuts us any slack.
So it kind of looks like it has 2 faces, like one face and one in the hips or whatever that is supposed to be. Chaos 4. Welcome to another boss fight that is really annoying. So, multiple things. Sonic is Jesus. He can and will walk on water. Not for too long. If you don't jump every now and then, you will actually like sink and then instantly drown. So let's not do that. But the idea you might have that you should stand on these like, water plants here, you don't have to. So this is, to my understanding, completely RNG. You cannot attack Chaos unless it comes to the surface. So the whole idea is to walk and jump around until Chaos decides that you can attack. And sometimes it's a few attacks, sometimes it takes a moment. To my understanding, the longer the fight goes on, as in the less HP it has, the longer every part in between takes. And then sometimes it does like AoE attacks like that one. But again, it's not like you're in any immediate danger if you just keep moving and you keep your distance. You have the gullibility of Knuckles to fall for that in 2024 with NFTs. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody that advises them made a ton of money on telling them NFTs are the way to go over video games that actually sell. But... oh, come on, it's one more hit, please. Just come up. There we go, thank you.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
Again, we're standing in the water. It's just normal. Assume because the character fights were programmed different, they couldn't give him a health bar or something. Wild guess at least. Something like that. Time for CGI cutscene. Coming from Super Mario 64 and then playing this as my next big game, this blew my mind. Like, I knew the PlayStation existed, I knew the Final Fantasies had pre-rendered background graphics and cutscenes and stuff, but this blew my mind.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the Egg Carrier.
And I blame this scene for my love for floating airships.
It pales in comparison to the power of chaos. Adieu, until we meet again, my friends.
Do you see that awesome, I want to say, 60 by 60 pixel texture on the egg carrier?
Hey, we can't let him get
It looks so muddy.
Let's get to my workshop and we'll take the tornado.
Yeah!
Good thing we know where that is.
You guys go. I have some unfinished business to take care of. No problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here.
Come on, let's get going.
And then he just walks off. And we unlocked Knuckles as a playable character. And cutscene.
Sonic, wait here for a second.
Alright. The nice thing about this game is with the amount of cutscenes, from a me streaming it perspective, there's plenty of times to just sit back and take a sip for a moment. I want this. If I'm ever rich enough to have like my own airplane jet workshop thing, including a landing strip, I want trees that I can just move over to the side like that. Because that's like fuck you money. I need that in my life.
Sonic, hop in.
Look, it's the tornado from games such as Sonic 3. I think. Have you owned foldable trees? Yeah. Like, I want to say that costs quite a chunk of money. You know, other people buy like huge yachts and like 16 houses. I just want trees I can fold. Now, we have another minigame because everybody buys a Sonic game to not play Sonic, you know, in like shape, like base form. So now it's like Star Fox or Space Harrier or whatever. If I keep mashing A, we use the machine gun this thing has, and if I hold it, it turns into this homing thing. And this is generally very easy. Like, just float around, try to hover over them, pick them up, let go, and... Welcome back, Skinner. What did you get delivered? If you don't mind sharing. Something funny about this, from a mechanical perspective, in the original release, if you played this stage in a higher resolution, it gets harder. Because the targeting is tied to the game resolution somehow. So if you played this in the original 640 by 480 the game was made in for the Dreamcast, it's easy. And if you play in, let's say, 4K like I'm doing right now, it's dramatically harder, as in to like aim at enemies. Thankfully, the mods I've installed fix that, but if you like play this to get a high score, one thing people had to do for years was to, specifically for this stage, lower the resolution. It's mind-blowing to me. I don't know anything about video game development, it's just like little quirks like this I find so interesting. Second fan, that's an air cooler so I can put ice or water inside. Oh, I should look at the screen when I fly. Can I hit that before it hits me? There we go. Also, look at the camera. This is just me going left and right. I'm not moving the camera. It's just slightly to the left, slightly to the right. It's made to give you motion sickness.
Way to go, Tails!
Look at that model for Sonic, by the way. The 6 polygons that they had left after putting all of that in the game. Moonstone cannon, fire. And pow. It doesn't look like it, but we beat the stage. Hey, 69%. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kind of proud of myself. Whee! This shot.
Tails?
Ah, beautiful.
Tails!
How can he talk with his head in the sand?
You're not who I'm looking for.
Wow, rude to the girl.
Oh, I wonder if he's okay.
He just ignores this girl who was probably there to check on him and help him. This is cool, Sonic. He's a bit edgy sometimes. Oh, and also the fan also has a battery and a timer so I can make it shut off when I'm asleep. And RGB. Congratulations on your gamer fan, I guess. Where to next? Let's talk to these people that are new here. La la la, we're in love. Okay, that's... I did not... Something you need to understand. The button to talk to people, there, is also the button to do the spin dash. And play the game yourself. Try your own luck. How often you actually spin dash into things or off of platforms when you're trying to activate a thing, but it's the same button, which doesn't make sense because the Dreamcast had 4 face buttons and 2 shoulder triggers. The shoulder triggers were camera pan left, pan right. Screw you, I'm talking. Which makes sense. They had 4 face buttons. They put the left and the right one, same function. Top one I don't think did anything and the bottom one was jump. You had 4 buttons. Why did you not use them? Oh no, I'm so embarrassed. Okay. I have a weird recollection of what we need to text.
Try going to the casino.
Okay, here we go. Fun fact I learned from speedruns. If you just stand in one of the corners, you don't even have to play the game for that level. That is also very true. I don't know if that was an oversight
Sonic, wait up!
or on purpose. Hey, look, it's Sonic's canon, sometimes girlfriend.
Amy.
What's wrong with you anyway? Listen, this birdie seems to be in trouble, so you need to be his bodyguard for a while.
I like Amy.
Kidding.
Look, I found a bird, take care of it.
If you don't, we're just gonna tag along anyway.
That's the whole conversation. And now we're with Amy. And again, what do you do now? You don't see Amy. Amy doesn't tell you what Amy wants to do. So let's leave. And again, you know, nowadays, I want to say when games are being made, people know better to give the players some sort of inkling as to what they're supposed to do, but...
Did you walk around the whole city?
Like, the advice the game gives you, if you go, please game, tell me what you're doing. Have you tried walking everywhere? Now, if you recall earlier when I walked over to Twinkle Park, it said cute couples get in for free, and that's the one clue. There you go. And now there's a robot for some reason.
Look, Eggman's robot's on the loose.
No problem. He's just a chunk of cheesy hardware.
Whoa!
Oh, now what? Huh?
We're under attack, by the way.
Look here. It says, cute couples get in free. Let's go.
We're about to get attacked by a fighting robot, and Amy goes, oh look, it's a theme park.
Wait. Oh, man. That girl is such a pain.
Sweet, sweet, you're so sweet. And now we're gonna do Twinkle Park, because the plot asks for it. And Amy isn't even here, like... It don't make much sense, but that's okay. Now, everybody played Sonic games and always thought the one thing I want to do is play Sonic in bumper cars. Because we just had a mini game where we played Space Harrier effectively with Sonic, so now it's Mario Kart. Kind of, with really weird controls. I need to focus on this for a second, because here you can actually die. There will be spots where you can just fall off the stage. There's no punishment for driving badly, by the way. It's just that you don't pick up things sometimes. Whee! Woohoo! Woohoo! Also, my advice, if you want to get better at cornering yourself, I play this like I play F-Zero. I mash A in corners. For some reason that works. It's the way the game calculates acceleration, I guess. Good thing the loopings play themselves. Halfway through. Can I get the thing? Nope, but a nice long jump. Woohoo! And we made it. Look at those transitions though. Ah, so cinematic. This man is evil. You spin dash into people when you try to talk to him. I spin dash into people intentionally. We're not the same. Skinner, I will pay you, unironically, you can quote me on this. I mean, there's video evidence now. I will pay you 50 bucks if you can provide video evidence of you spin dashing into somebody IRL. Not as in one of those stupid pranks where somebody like gets hurt or like tackled or whatever. But you spin dashing into somebody, just off to the side is fine. It doesn't need to be into a person. Just so, you know, not CGI Skinner, like, you know, paying Marvel to animate this or whatever. You actually hunching on the ground into a ball, spinning in place on your back. I walked straight into it. Somehow, and then just shooting off into the distance. I will pay real money for that. Good, real money. Currency of your choice. Jack casually calling for violence. That's why I corrected myself, not into people. I'm going to a barbecue this Sunday. Yeah, do it. Do it. I want to see that. I want to see a human being actually perform a spin dash. Because I think at best, assuming you're not gonna break your neck or something, you're gonna get massive rug burn on your back. Because you need to spin in place. And I think there's gonna be some friction. I hate walking over there, so I just always do this jump. The homing thing also homes in on... Yeah, Sonic, please walk. Those bouncy pads. What's the point? What's the point in what? Me not wanting to see Skinner get hurt? Maybe he has another way to do this without hurting himself or anybody around him, and it's gonna look amazing. You know, just because I can't fathom how a human could spin dash doesn't mean it can't be done. Exactly 4 minutes! I'm kind of proud of myself. So the reason the game only uses 2 buttons, probably the same reason Kirby Air Ride only uses the A button. Yeah, still weird. Like,
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
You have a whole gamepad. Like, make use of it.
Lost Amy. I bet that robot hauled butt after her. I better catch her before it does.
If you were Amy, where would you be? Because... Oh. Again, that weird camera move, like floating over, like getting stuck, wiggling, and then moving. That wasn't me. I'm not touching the camera. I will tell you when I do. It's just amazing to me. Away from robots, preferably. Good point, good point. See if I can pick it up. Oh, first try. An employee card. I can use this to get into that building. By the way, that building is this one. And you can't actually walk through there, as you could see, until the gate is fully open. I meant no dashing into people, it wouldn't be as funny. Maybe Skinner can get like Benjima to agree to be part of this, and then you can try to spin dash into him. Yeah, spin dash, spin jump, whatever. Don't just randomly do that to people. Speedrun strat here, by the way, is to just jump off this platform and run up the little narrow path. I'm not doing that because then I will fall and then I will get sad. You have no idea how weird the movement up here is, because it looks like I'm just going straight, but I'm also slightly tilting to the side. Basically, when they made this, they did not quite yet figure out how they would do the controls best, like they do in the boost games later. So the tiniest move to either side means Sonic will just go flying that way. It's not good. Maybe we still get to see some of that later. That was on me. In case you're wondering, did they actually make it so that if you jump into the helicopter's blades you're gonna get hurt? Yes, they did that. Which makes sense if you think about it, but you know, it doesn't lend itself to going fast. Some devs just have a less is more mindset for better and worse. Yeah, I mean, I get the idea of cutting corners when you can. Because really, who will notice, right? Well, if it's as obvious as in Sonic Adventure, I want to say most people will. Hey, one up. Truth be told, I don't know how else to get off that platform. I think you can just fall down and then there's a different section of a game or of a stage that you see. I've never done it. Suddenly cool music again. Oh yeah. Didn't one of the Mission Impossible movies have a scene where they rappel down a high-rise building like this? Look at all that glass breaking. Couldn't have done that on N64. New. Shortcut up here, so we're gonna go this way. If I get to jump. Do I get the one up? No. New. You know, in the lore, Sonic is the fastest thing on the planet, no matter what planet he is on, usually. Here he can't even outrun a car. And didn't make it. I don't like this jump. Wow. Come on. Bam. Done. Well, car is not a being. You have a point. You have a point. I didn't think of it like that. Good argument. I'm beat. Wouldn't even say cutting corners. Like, talks about with Kirby Air Ride, claimed they made everything with the A button to keep controls simple for casual players. Okay, I guess I understand that argument, but I want to say, I don't know, it feels kind of insulting that anybody who's never played video games before wouldn't figure out that on a gamepad with 4 buttons they can press the others, you know? I mean, on the GameCube they specifically made the A button the big middle green one, so that's like the first button you have to press in virtually every game.
She should still be in this city.
And where is she? Finally, we've got a chance to talk everything out. I hope the two sides don't just make a lot of demands, but are willing to compromise a little. What are you talking about? We're sorry for any problems. You are having problems, right? Sorry. I hope the trains start up again soon. I know my dad wants to come home as soon as he can. This feels too realistic with train strikes and stuff happening. I guess back to the casino because everything else is blocked. I don't remember if he rappels down, but I know he's chilling outside a building in Dubai, I think. Yes.
Amy? Oh,
there we go.
Where can she be?
There's a whole side story going on at the train station. Yeah, if you talk to the NPCs at the right times, they'll tell you there's a strike or something planned. I don't know. But how do we cut him off at the Mystic Ruins if there's a strike going on? But good thing the strike is over now. Really handy. Is there a person we can talk to here? Thank you, camera. Oh. The negotiations went well. All aboard for the Mystic Ruins. Okay. I like that.
Let me go, you
warm.
outfit junk! I mean it!
Hey there,
Maybe
bull
Ghost
rider.
Protocol.
You better
He's
get
initially
ready
trying to
to
climb it.
roll.
Ha!
Wash ya.
Well, close enough. Climbing, running down, same thing. Just in reverse. And... whee!
Hey, what's happening here?
In case you're wondering, no, your screen isn't broken, it just got turned dark because it's so big it blocked out the sun.
Stop!
Hot take, my toxic trait is if I saw a robot abduct Tifa, like this with a, I guess, tractor beam kind of thing,
Again.
I would jump into the beam. I might not make it if I turn it off and I just fall to my death, but I would do it anyway. Yeah. It's interesting how in-depth they go into side plots you can only see by talking to NPCs most people will skip. Yeah, I mean... I like the idea of having stuff like this in... like having neat little like things like that in games for the people that do everything. But at the same time, it's a game about
Ancient light.
stopping Eggman.
Try
Like,
the light speed dash toward the enemy. With this,
I don't think anybody plays this for a bit about people going on a strike. I mean, I appreciate that because, you know, people should be able to make a living and stuff, but...
Ready?
Oh, real quick, we got the light dash earlier in the game and it's used every time there's like a chain of rings in the air that you just let go of a button and then you fly after them. For reasons I cannot explain, now we unlocked an attack and you need to break that thing to open that gate. And this is the only time you will ever use that attack. Ever. It has no useful applications in any other room. Now, there's one in the last stage where a couple of enemies come at you at the same time. You could use it there, but I'll tell you why you shouldn't when we get there. Actually, I'll do the long way around, so that you see the rest of the stage. Look, monkey bars! Sonic is doing the cool workout thing. New. I feel like that over there is bait. Or you get it on your way up if you nail the jump. I never understood this part from a design perspective, because clearly this is supposed to block you, right? But like, even if it's up, you can just jump around this. Because the jump is so long and forgiving, and you still have control up in the air. This would be the shortcut, but again, then we skip so much of this game. So much of the stage. Let's go through this. And we get to see this cool snake tunnel and this fire enemy that always gives me trouble. I can actually see the mist coming out of his cooler. This is glorious! No longer have to deal with warm air being pushed around. I hope it stays like that. Because some fans don't work at all temperatures. So I hope yours is actually going to be helpful no matter how warm it gets. There we go. And... there's one room where it's funny to do it in, but I think we're thinking the same room. Could be. Could be. Are you thinking of the pink guys? Because that's what I'm thinking of. For those that are uninitiated, because you never had the pleasure or chance yet to play this game. Yep, exactly. I'll point it out when we get there, and I'll show you why I usually don't do that there. I could just climb over here, but why would I?
Move forward by attacking the enemies.
It's really sweet that we're like, I wanna say 70% through Sonic's story in the game already. And this is like the 7th or 8th stage or so. And now the game reminds you, hey, there's a homing attack. That was dumb of me. I don't know how other people get to this point without using that before. I mean, I think you can, but I don't know. Like instinctually, when I play games, I always try to do a double jump, and here if you press jump twice, you do the homing attack. So I've never met anybody that hadn't figured it out by this point. I like the music in this stage. It doesn't seem like very mountainous, but somehow like going on an adventure. It's really nice. Until... Can we appreciate how hard this soundtrack goes at points? Because damn. Suddenly there's like spiders, there's skulls, like look at... Did you see the spider? This always kind of gave me like Halloween vibes for no particular reason, because I know like skulls and spiders and flames, that's not exactly Halloween, but I don't know. The ooh ah you hear in the background, that was probably me when I first played this as a kid, getting to this point like ooh, ah, ooh. At least I'm pretty sure I sound like that when I play this. 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. I could have just jumped over it, but you know. They are bad guys, we need to be stopped. Oh my god, there's a jail, look at this! I always felt so bad for them. I don't even know what they are, they look like ghosts. Who are these three and what did they do to deserve this? This gives me massive Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie vibes. Just like random characters that are never alluded to, never seen before, never explained, but so clearly visible. Who are they? What did they do? They're criminals, that's all that matters. They know exactly what they do. I could just teleport over there with a speed dash thing, but I want some more rings. Look, more jailed people. Who are they? Why is this here and why is it dancing? This is why I think of Halloween when I see this. There was a point in time Sega wanted Sonic Adventure to be an RPG. You can see that leak through on occasions with like long cutscenes and all the NPCs. Fair, very fair. I kind of like the games like this, where nailed that, where they had so many ideas and they just give you like a smorgasbord, a potpourri of all of these different things to do. Like I make fun of the fact that there's so many like mini games and boss fights in a Sonic game, because you wouldn't expect that necessarily when you buy a Sonic game. But on the other hand, I want to say in Sonic Adventure there is something for everybody. So I stand by that criticism, but for somebody like me, I really like it.
Hey, Sonic!
And Volcano Jail, they're bad boys. Clearly, whatever they did, they deserve it. Should we really trust Tails after he first crashed his first jet and the tornado also got shot down? Let's go! Jack thinks jail, I think cage dancers. Skeletons. Alright. Thank you for sharing that, Benjamin. It's good to know that Halloween probably has a different meaning to you than as well. Ah yes, the glass half full approach. Yeah, I mean, I know video games have been around for a while now, and like, thinking back to this, I mean, yes, it came out like 25 years ago, but still, you know, when did video games really start? Like, I want to say 70s? Pong, Frogger? 70s, 80s, something like that. But if you look at the history of how video games came into mainstream and stuff, you see an evolution in most games, depending on when they got released. Like a score system. Why does a single player game have scores? Or continues? You know, those are leftovers from the time when video games were in an arcade, made to eat your quarters. Scores are there to keep you replaying the game if you...
Hope you know what you're doing.
You bet.
Watch
Watch this.
this.
Transforming now.
They're a holdover from those days. So, giving a team of developers the chance to explore all of their passions and then somehow release that in one game, I think that's neat. Do I think they should have done that? No. Do I think all of that works? No. I'm a sucker for these like shoot 'em up on rail sections, so I'm very okay with the tornado parts like this. But I don't know. They don't scream Sonic to me, you know? That makes sense. Also, I hear Tifa in the background. I don't know if you just heard her. Maybe we're gonna get to see her. Then she's gonna walk away again because she hates Sonic Adventure. I'm not Scala shaming, I support those Scala sex workers. Same. There's something for everybody. Oh my... You can see that I'm targeting things, and sometimes those like targeting reticules stay there because for some reason it takes forever for the shot to actually hit them. And sometimes it just doesn't. There's even a barely functioning fishing minigame with fishing controller support for the one person actually wants it. Can you use the fishing Dreamcast gamepad for big? I never tried that, I think. Oh look, we get to fight the ship. If that hits, I think it does tremendous damage. And if you just mash hard enough, you can even one cycle this, I think. Because you just need to hit the thing in the middle. And did I get it? It already had taken some damage from the first part, but you can one cycle that if you want. And if you mash hard enough. If time travel ever exists, I'm going back to erase the guy who suggested fishing in an action-adventure game.
Alrighty, we're in.
I actually like it.
We gotta land on the egg carrier.
I was thinking of today doing Sonic's part and then Big's.
There's no landing gear in this mode.
Oh, by the way, no landing gear. And he doesn't transform back for some reason either. Oh, shouldn't put the gamepad down.
Wow, this thing is really huge.
Still a relatively safe landing, I want to say.
No time to gawk now. We need to find Amy.
We need to find Amy.
You're right, my friend. So here we
Oh my god, I can't press start because it skips the cutscene, I think. Did you just see Sonic's face? With one eye going there, the other way. Hi, Tifa. Are you gonna be visible? She's off there in the door and she's waving at me. She wants you all to know that she wishes she could be here, but unfortunately she has a birth defect. Tifa is born without taste. People say hi, Tifa. Oh well. She's gone again. Thanks, though. He's gone crazy. No, she's really there. I know it's hard to prove, but people said hi. I mean, Psycho wrote it, but I'm pretty sure all of you meant it. See, I was trying to be nice. But it's in the Dreamcast version, but I could never test it because I don't have a Dreamcast nor the fishing controller. I think I have the fishing controller laying around somewhere.
It's too much.
The ship is too much. I'm gonna take a short break, say hi to Tifa, and if I can find it, I'm gonna show you this relic of golden days past because I think I have a fishing controller somewhere here. I'm gonna have a look. Either way, BRB.
And we're back. I took a while for this to throw me off, so now I don't.
Excuse you? What? I was. For real? So you're not gonna play Sonic Adventure with me, but you're gonna try to steal the stream. Wow. Wow. Close the door behind you. Excuse me, people are having serious business here. Bye.
This ship is
At least now you'll believe me that she was actually here. And a real, original Sonic Adventure. A Dreamcast fishing controller. I had that thing. I have that thing still. Unfortunately, I can't use it to play the game because this is the PC version, and I don't currently have a adapter to use. Shut up, Sonic! I'm having a moment here. I don't have an adapter to use Dreamcast controllers on a PC. So that's the thing I own. Note to self, try to buy an adapter and then, ooh, I could play Sega Bass? How do you call that fish? Is it bass or bass? It's bass, right? It's bass. Sega bass fishing at some point with this. It should work, I think. Thanks, Benjamin. That tells me how to pronounce it. Alright, let's go. Where were we?
Don't get too many ideas, you fools!
You fools! Expected a cutscene earlier though.
Power this vessel really has! Get a load of this!
This line. Get a load of this. You're gonna hear that a lot later. Spoilers. Darn, took too long in the bathroom to see Tifa. Ah. She'll be back on Friday.
Oh, wow!
Just short enough to see the glorious controller.
Did you see that?
It changed shape.
Dog.
Sonic's face like...
Harder for us to get to the bridge.
I hate it when he doesn't listen.
I know that feeling.
I bet you weren't expecting this. The only way you can get to me is through the sky deck. If you can figure this one out.
Oh yeah? Well, I'll show you. Bring it on.
Bring it on, Eggman! Bring it on! The greatest thing is, you have to find the sky deck. The sky deck entrance is open. Like,
This must be the way to the sky deck.
there's no way you will find the sky deck. This is the sky deck. This is the sky deck. Oh look, it's the sky deck. There we go. It does make sense to pronounce it that way because it's not bass. Yeah, but you also have bass and treble, and then it's also written B-A-S-S, no? Because that always threw me off when I knew that word from reading it, but never heard it being said. Just short enough to see the glorious controller. Arguably you saw the most important part then, Jacker. Just saying. I hate this part. There is something about the Skydeck stage that just doesn't vibe with me. This thing comes in like 3 different parts of stage, and all of them have something I find really annoying. Like here it's the fact that the camera doesn't really work along with you with some of the jumps and like narrow platforming like this. There, you get stuck running because remember how in the second stage I told you don't move the stick along with where Sonic is actually going, just hold forward? Not here. You actually have to move the stick like around to get down there. And as you can see, if you don't do it perfectly, it just kills the momentum. And it doesn't make you feel very Sonic. English is a mess, I agree. I can't even get up this thing now. No! He's making good time without hindrance with him. I need Tifa to play a game with herself so I can compare. No! At least I got the checkpoint first. And this is the beauty of Sonic Adventure. Things like this. Things like this. Jinxed it, you know it. But I want to say we're still good on time. Like I said earlier, my plan is to get through 2 characters today, and unfortunately one of my other criticisms of, oh come on, Sonic Adventure. With every character you unlock, essentially, their story parts are shorter and shorter. Like, the later you unlock them, the shorter they are, generally speaking. So, the last characters you unlock have 4, 5 stages, I wanna say, whereas Sonic has 10. On one hand, that makes sense, because you know how I'm complaining about the Sonic game, but there isn't that much Sonic gameplay. Comparatively, Sonic has the most stuff to do, but at the same time, I would have also not minded if some of the other characters, especially my favorite one we'll get to at some point, got an even bigger chance to shine. Whatever Eggman just said. This part is so annoying. I don't know if this is, oh god, based on RNG or not, but there we go. I want to say it is possible to get stuck in there, as in things just fall. How did that not hurt me? Why is... Do you see that? Whatever. An eye for an eye. That worked. Welcome to the third and last part. Now we're gonna show you that we know how to change gravity. Way before Mario Galaxy did that. So Sega does what Nintendo don't. Tifa should play Super Mario World or Wonder. There's 2 SMWs now. Technically SMBW and SMW. Jump. There we go. It's kind of his game. He's allowed me to be the main character. You are the main character of my life, Tifa. No. I would love it if I could see things. Alright, we're going this way. Oh, SMW is World, Wonders SMBW. Alright, that's what I was thinking. I know I have to get up there, and I know I can, but... Alright, let's do this the lazy way. Now we wait. Slidey platforms. There we go. Haven't we played World already? Tifa and I once... I almost skipped a huge part of this section. We once played Super Mario World, I want to say like 10 years ago? Way before we started streaming. Did not go well. We never played it on stream, maybe we should at some point. The thing is, it doesn't have a 2-player... Why did I do that? It doesn't have a... This is the camera in Sonic Adventure, people. Let's try to fix this. Because I cannot see where I am. Am I? I can't even fall out of a stage, what? Please? Can you just... Oh, oh, the ship just turns again then. Okay, we need to replay the last section again, because, you know, the ship moved. Shut about the thought how the OG camera was. Like this, but worse. Very much flickery. Yep, this is the Skydeck that I remember. Yeah, and these are the bugs. You know, thinking about playing this game on stream, I was wondering... No, come on, hold on, please. Yes, checkpoint, thank you. Skipped all of it. You didn't miss anything, it's just frustrating. I was wondering, do I get to play through the game with a ton of bugs? Which would be an accurate depiction of a game, or also very frustrating. Hi, Tails, thank you for being up here. Or am I gonna get tons of bugs, and then everybody will not get any bugs, and then people will think, oh, what is he talking about? What's he talking about, bugs and bad camera and stuff? Well, so far I want to say it's pretty even.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh well. Super Mario World would be a great idea. Take turns on 2-player and whoever gets the most stages wins. Obviously Jack will need a handicap.
But let's check out the bridge.
I want to say the first 2 stages I can play blind, as in blindfolded. Let's check out the bridge, as in let's leave. I don't think I've ever seen a person get through Skydeck without bugs. Yeah, it's highly unlikely. At this point the game usually falls apart. Starts to, at least. Oh look, we found Amy and Eggman.
Ha! They're too late.
Are we though? This is animal abuse. Then again, that's kind of Eggman's whole thing. Oh, the chirping.
Chaos Emerald.
Did he squeeze the emerald out of the bird?
This is all I really need. Gamma!
Gamma!
What is your wish, Master Robotnik?
Please say hello to the best character in this game. To this day, I am mad that E102 Gamma didn't get a spin-off and he only got 5 stages to be played in.
Rid of these pests.
This is the best character.
Aye, aye, sir.
And
Aye,
don't
aye.
disappoint me, or else.
He has a gun and he's gonna use it. And of course he also has free health. Bleep bloop bleep. Bleep bloop bleep. Yeah, the fight doesn't do him justice. E123 Omega over E102 Gamma. Ah, nah, not for me. You can have Omega, I'll take Gamma.
Step aside, Amy. Out of my way.
Out of my way!
This robot is my friend. He helped me.
Not that we would know this, because we haven't played as Amy yet.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Whatever you say.
You must have your reasons.
I understand the need to emote with the faces of characters in video games, to
Hey, this ship is losing out.
try to not just keep them looking flat.
Hurry, Tails.
But-
Take Amy and get out of here.
But what about you?
I want to argue,
Find that Eggman and put him out of commission.
if your face moves as much as Sonic's when he talks, you will need to make sure you eat enough, simply because of the amount of energy your body is gonna burn
Go to the captain.
doing all of that phase. Go to the captain's room. Now where would that be? I think here? Yes. I know this looks like a pool, but I believe this is the captain's room. I could be wrong. I am wrong. Where is the captain's room? Can we go down again? Oh wait, over here. Yeah.
If I'm to continue, I need to change this ship back to its original shape. There must be a switch somewhere on the bridge. I've got to find it now.
This is what's funny to me. For all the moments where the game just goes, yeah, find Amy, just walk everywhere. There is a moment like this where it's like, get to the bridge. 2 steps later, do this, do that, you need to go there. This was unfair, I remember that you have to jump on that thing.
The switch to transform the egg carrier is somewhere in this room.
That's the hint, and then again it's just like, try everything. A switch, not a steam tank. Didn't exist back then. And it's back in its OG shape.
The alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operation.
You didn't get to see the monorail because I didn't use it. There's two ways into the inside of a ship and out of it. One is that golden egg looking thing that I used to get out. The other is a monorail system on the sides. You can use either. Even in my childhood days where I felt this game was perfectly polished and Muscatic being a mess. Yeah, same. I think the canon exploration is the emerald. Or the canon explanation is that the emerald wasn't its pendant. I think so. It kind of falls apart when you look at the size difference, but yes, that is the explanation.
Not again!
Not again!
Chaos. Could this be the same beast?
Oh yes! Attack Sonic now! Froggy? I must say Froggy!
Everybody's most favorite character.
I'll help you.
Big the cat.
Leave it to me.
Now I have 6 of the Chaos Emeralds. There's only one more left to find. I even found Chaos's missing tail.
All of this is really confusing, by the way. If you just keep playing through one character, but if you get through all of them, it will make more sense.
Perfected yet. Okay, Chaos. Destroy them all immediately.
To this day, I cannot make up my mind what is better as an experience. Whether you swap between all the characters when you get the chance, or to just keep playing. So, because the game doesn't really tell you that, Chaos is made out of water. That part was obvious so far. And these things freeze. So the idea is freeze the body and then attack it. And you can either wait and break those floaty ice shocker drones and then wait till Chaos sucks them up, or you try to hit it with that, and sometimes it just goes straight through, which doesn't make sense, but it happens. And then you do this. Now, can I please attack you this time? Thank you. There we go.
Hey,
This can be one of the easiest fights if a game wants to actually have you hit the enemy, or it can be one of the hardest if it just goes through. Also, the controller is vibrating like crazy. Don't know if a microphone picks that up. Fun fact, but it's actually a use of that attack we got to break the monkey cage. Oh, never tried that.
Sonic! Hey there, Knuckles. Glad you finally made it. I thought you got lost or something.
Need to quickly reconnect my gamepad because that kept vibrating for no reason.
Sonic!
Stop! Come back here!
There we go. Multiple shots because Sonic jumps off of the egg carrier into who knows where. Why would you do that?
I hate Eggman. Where's this?
What kind of jump was that? Why did you do that? Oh look, convenient. Suddenly there's a ruin. It just opened. Just when we appeared. I want to say Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild stole that idea. Also, it's just vibrating at this point. It doesn't even, like... Does it still move? No. Hmm? Oh, our floaty friend?
That light. I think it's trying to show me something.
The first time it actually gets acknowledged. Before that, everybody just is okay with it being there and somehow hearing a voice when you touch it. At least based on what I hear, that attack will do double damage to Chaos. I had no idea. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get a rematch with that thing. Otherwise, I would totally try it. Thank you, camera. There we go. Sonic needs to stay off the map because his face is looking crazy right now. The animations in this game, especially the faces, are Hollywood-esque, I would say. Come on, give me rings. I want to say this part of the game has been in so many like shots for advertisement. Come on, please. Thank you. Oh, by the way, that thing I just spin dashed over. Can I see where I am? Thank you. You can actually fall to your death in there. There's a bottomless pit between the tunnel with those fiery pushy things and the thingy I jumped into. Now. There's a weird stone snake that is floating around and there are buttons we need to press. Again, either you explore the stage or you talk to your weird light friend. Also, it's very important for getting through this somewhat quickly that you know where you need to go, because the camera is not helping you. And it's not like the stage design lends to it either. So now we wait. Also, as you can see, Sonic is slowly sliding off of this platform. No, I couldn't jump. That's another thing in this game. Certain surfaces you cannot jump on. Like, you can jump onto them, but you can't jump when you're on them, is what I mean. Skill issue. Again, Skinner, you play this game, vanilla, and then we'll talk. Because I know I have plenty of... No! What was that? Plenty of skill issues, and I gladly own that. But that is not one of them. Now where's that last button? Over there. I guess? No, wait, no. Can I have played this game a dozen times? Yeah, same. But that doesn't change the fact that this game is messy. Oh wait, now that we're here.
Press the 3 hidden switches in the room to open the front door.
That was... Until I get to see you do this stage, I will repeat my previous statement. And now we're on the inside, so we can't even reach that button if we wanted to, while Sonic is just sliding everywhere. I want to say little things like the camera being that way are probably, or is probably, one of the main reasons why when people talk about early 3D games that still hold up today, most people would say Super Mario 64. The camera in that game isn't perfect either, but it is leaps and bounds better than this. Come on. It's over there, the red one. So can I make that? Yes, thank you, even landed on it immediately. Also, you would think that the game pauses while the cutscene plays and the door opens. But it doesn't, the snake keeps moving. Now over there. Except not, because we're going down. Going to the inside. I'm so afraid of sliding off of this thing. There we go, thank you. Okay, checkpoint, thank you. Now I don't need to do that again. No. I'm not moving. Like, you saw the slide, right? I wanted to show you this. It's beautiful. Look at this. This reminds me of Turok for some reason. Skill issue. Apparently. That has to be it. Now everybody wants to do a platforming puzzle, right? Remember in Ocarina of Time when you got the mirror shield and you had to like reflect the light? You get to do that here too. Beware of those fire arrows. We could go that way, but I find that path rather annoying. And then we need to use our light spin dash thing. And especially since up until a moment ago, I had... Nope. I had that magnetic shield equipped, which attracts rings towards you. That makes it harder to do the spin dash thing because the rings move towards you. It's a good thing that is gone. But now we need to do it.
Ready, go!
There we go. Thank you. And now a slip and slide part. Up and down. Go. And everybody has seen Indiana Jones, right? Because what else can you do after you run away from a giant orca whale? Well, this. What's Indiana Jones? A franchise that keeps being continued even though it shouldn't. Unfortunately. Then again, Harrison Ford needs money, I guess. You would think if you just jump on the button once, like that's enough to trigger it. No, the idea is to keep, thank you for that, is to keep jumping on it. What's bigger than running away from a boulder? Running away from a boulder that's on fire. Exactly. That's just cooler too. At least the game is nice and gives you like visual clues when you've solved the puzzle. And by solving the puzzle, I mean you jumped on the same platform 3 times. Now we get this out of the way and... Ha! Done. Oh, almost. Harrison Ford is in the prime of his life. He seems to be having fun. I want to say that's all that matters. Listen, if somebody would pay me copious amounts of money to star in movies that aren't exactly serious, I don't know, I might do it. He's never having fun. I mean, that's what he says, and I do believe a part that he really doesn't enjoy the whole like circus, like running around and advertising the movies he's in, but
yes,
I think he's having some sort of fun because still acting, he's still doing all the other stuff. So
yeah, not bad.
one thing that is a real shame about this is when you enter this final room, you see this mural in the background, which looks really cool, but you don't really get to see it until this cutscene, and even then just for a moment. If you replay the stage, you can actually spend more time in here because you need to jump onto one of those capsule thingies.
Whoa, what's this? A mural.
Here's your background story, by the way, for Chaos. Dramatic zoom. Fade to white. Did somebody say we needed time travel in this game? Because there's time travel in this game.
What's this place? Where am I? This is really weird.
Yes, it is. Can I move? Thank you. Look at these flames. Damn, I didn't have Aztec mythology on my bingo card. Well, you should never not have anything on your something on your bingo card when it comes to Sonic. This scene at this point doesn't mean much because we haven't seen these characters before, but you get the idea.
Why did this have to happen?
Why is he doing that with his arm?
Terrible. I must stop this now.
Hey, it's the voice from the light. Gameplay camera, but no gameplay. To be fair, he's more just projected into a memory rather than actual time travel. I don't care. Same thing.
I don't think I'm dreaming here. Eggman!
Casually walking in a straight line.
What's he doing here? Well, never mind. This time I'll get him good.
I'll get you good. Let's find him first, though. We can walk out first. Camera, please. Thank you. Oh, look at this, though. Like, look at what you all built down there. In what has it been? An hour? Half an hour in game? Like, look at all of this down there. That's actually impressive. I should try to actually work with Robotnik and try to fix the world's problems in this game. In this universe. You fool! He said, did somebody just say it? Now I have to listen to just eat until my kids go away. A plague on both of your houses. Oh, now I get it. Over here the brand is called Lieferando and I hate their commercial too. For some reason they also use, did somebody just say, do they? No, it's hör ich da Lieferando? Like the tone keeps going up for some reason. Also, I'm suddenly struggling with this puzzle and that makes me feel bad. Come on. There we go. It's one of those, if you touch one, the adjacent ones also get activated. Final Egg. That is both a wonderful name for whatever is gonna eventually be our final stream of our career. And also the name of the last stage for Sonic. The weirdest one was Australia. I don't know the other ones, but I understand that the jingle is catchy but also kind of annoying. Let's get up there. Oh my god. I'm trying. Dip, 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 dip. There we go. No, I want the checkpoint, please. This looks so dangerous and stuff, but it's so unlikely that you'll get hit. Also good luck just running through those because of how the game uses physics. Like, and then you fall, and then you slide down because the game wants you to. And then you run in a circle because... And then you fall into a loading zone. Music change. Camera, please. This is really cool, by the way. In these tunnels, I want to say there's a 1 in 10 chance the camera completely bugs out and you see the tunnel from the outside. But you don't actually get to see Sonic moving. It just completely pulls out. No idea what you're all talking about, but now all I can think is, did somebody say the Door of Darkness coming out of Mickey Mouse's mouth? It has to be from Kingdom Hearts, right? Like, there. Please tell me where I'm supposed to go now, because... Okay, let's try to move the camera. Oh, thank you. After trying to pan left, right, it jiggled free and I could see Sonic here. Skinner here. Ah, Skinner. There we go. This reminds me so much of Tick-Tock Clock from Super Mario 64. With the moving platforms and the hammers and stuff. I want to say that's in there too. Masking loading zones, smart game development idea. Just ignore all of these. Now I'm gonna try a cool move. If I keep... Yeah, I messed it up. If you run at the right angle with the right speed, you can just skip all the platforms. This was an actual skill issue, you are right. Let's just do it the way we're supposed to. Because of the amazing loading of distant objects, sometimes you don't actually see the next platform, which, you know, just know where you need to jump and then just commit to the jump.
Emergency! Emergency! Dispose of any intruders.
Emergency! Emergency! Now. Keeps going. We're getting close to the time I get to use that move. I think it's this room, yes. Let's show this. So there's a bunch of enemies. First of all, super helpful with a camera. But also, they keep respawning. The winning move is to not fight them. It's like when you're playing a Dark Souls game or Elden Ring or whatever. Sometimes the best thing to do is to just walk away. Now we got those cool fan thingies here. Or just parry. Yes, unfortunately parrying is... What did I land on? Oh, a tiny platform. No parrying in this game. Also, my voice is gone for some reason. Bear with me for a second. Let's get to safety. Oh god, I got stuck in a wall, come on. Hey, falling. This feels like a troll, because why would you want speed boots or speed shoes in this section where you need to go like super tiny maneuvers? Hey look, it's the pink things again. Curse your camera, you didn't even get to see the funny room. Yeah, I mean... They had some crazy ideas. Also, there's stuff up there, and if I recall... I got it! First try! Yes! I'm a pro gamer now. In case you didn't see, because the magnet shield ruined it, the rings are shaped like Sonic. Kinda neat. You wouldn't necessarily think of trying to break the physics like that. You can also do it like that. And some of these moves are actually important to get the time trials if you want to go for 100% completion. Alright. Thank you. And stuck the landing. Yes. That's what you think. What do I think? Why is the... You do hear that, right? Because...
Yeah, not bad.
Don't know why it's doing that. Oh, that you can't parry. Yeah, not that I've ever seen it, so I'll take my experience with the game over you saying that. Maybe you played some sort of mod that makes parrying a thing, but somehow doubt that. That's more like my kind of thing. I don't recall the last time I've seen this cutscene. Usually I just skip it.
Well, if it isn't my pal Sonic, I'm surprised you made it.
Look at the 2 polygons they gave his body there. So disrespectful. I'm allergic to mods. If you look close enough, Skinner, you can find that you are a mod yourself. How does that make you feel? I'm allergic to myself. I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know if I make pills for that. Also, it's really nice of Eggman to put this rocket straight up into this boss room. Otherwise, Sonic would have just died down there. Egg Viper. This is, to me, the hardest boss fight in the game. And I will tell you why when we get there.
See if you can.
So, as you could just see, the idea is keep dodging whatever it throws at you, which usually just means walking around, just don't stand still basically. And then, like that. Then eventually he'll get bored and he'll do the boomer thing like Nyeh.
See if you can make it through here, Sonic.
And then you bounce off of these things, you do that, and then you get teleported to flung to the other side. That's not the hard part. The end of the fight, however, is... Oh, that is a different laser sound effect. Yes, this is the Dreamcast one. That's one of the sounds that gets changed by the mod. Why is Eggman getting out of his armored robot? Is he stupid? Yes. Yes, he is. And it's not pleasant on my ears. I actually prefer it. I'm sorry, Jack. I find the GameCube one worse. Now, time for phase 2. Why don't you just give up?
See if you can make it through here, Sonic.
I don't actually know what happens if you don't attack here. Based on the free energy thing he's loading, I would think he starts shooting at you with it, but I do not know. Drinking game, every time he says get a load of this, take a drink. The trick here is to not move. It seems so counterproductive to how the rest of the fight goes. This thing is now gone. Get a load of it? Yes. This line is etched into my brain. One of the many. So the idea is don't move, jump, wait, and then do the homing thing. Because that thing will stop directly underneath you. And there is no need to overthink this fight. Same here. Like, wait, jump, land. Now, the timer is still going. The fight is not over. Because...
Watch out! He's up to something.
Because of that. And now you get to redo it all. I did not do that on purpose. There isn't usually, in my experience, he just lands on the last one of a platform. But there is a chance he hits the second to last one, and that's usually the one where you stand on because you know you want to give yourself some distance running back and forth. So we're getting to do it again. I hope you're looking forward to getting a load of this, because you're getting a load of this. Rookie mistake. Hate to see it happen, to be fair. My problem is, in all the times I've played through this game, like when I first played this as a kid, I didn't have any problems whatsoever. Like whether it was the stage geometry just being broken, I didn't fall through stages. I don't remember getting stuck in stages. The camera was always iffy, I remember that part. But even here, I want to say the very first time I played this game, when he did the twirly attack thing, he fell into nothingness. Like he jumped into a place where there wasn't a platform to begin with, so I had no problems whatsoever. And then a few years later I would replay the game and then I would absolutely struggle because it kept happening. I want to say the worst I had it was like 4 or 5 rematches, because every single time at the end that thing would somehow hit the platform I was on, just with its butt or something. And nowadays I'm like 50-50 overall, so or I do stupid things like this. Yeah, we need to redo this. Doop, 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 doop. Thank you. Sometimes when you try to do a homing attack, it just doesn't home in. Let's do this again. Which is fine on the first attack like this one. There we go. But I think starting the next one, he breaks a platform every single time. So if you keep messing up, eventually you will lose the fight because there aren't any platforms left to stand on. And you'll just fall to your death after he's done attacking. So let's try to not have that happen again. Alright, one more. Can I go back one more? He's not gonna get away with this. It's no use. Give up. It's no use. Give up. Alright, I'm gonna stand on this one and move at the last moment. That's what I'm gonna try at least.
Watch out.
Come on, please. Oh! Yes, thank you. But did you see that this time he didn't even attack the platform, he bounced into a wall? Make it make sense. Like, I don't know what they were smoking when they programmed this, but it should be an illegal substance. Sonic just standing there like, yeah, things burning. And that's Sonic's adventure. Well, Sonic's part of Sonic Adventure. Sega! Yes, unfortunately. What you hear in the background now is Sonic's theme, which, funnily enough, you're gonna hear immediately again after this during the credits, which are unskippable if I recall correctly. Also, now they're just running around. Like, credits? No, not yet. Is he supposed to be singing this, or is he saying something to Tails? Also, why would you play the song in the outro clip part and then cut it off and then immediately play the same song again during the credits? I never understood that part. GG's to myself, I have managed to beat Sonic's part of Sonic Adventure 1. And that's why this game is rather long. I want to say we are, let's see, there are 6 playable characters, they're not all the same length. I want to say we're like 1/5 done. Now, do we, or do I, now do the E102 Gamma part, which I think is pretty short, or, and that's my favorite part of the game, gameplay wise, or do we do Big the Cat first, which is also relatively short, and everybody hates that. I'm okay with the gameplay, but it's not really fun, and it's nice in the sense that it's different from, very different from the others. Gotta give them credit for that, I guess. But it's not engaging. It's fishing. Like, if you want to play a fishing game, that's cool. I enjoy them every now and then. But again, I've said it before, it applies here too. If somebody buys a Sonic game, I don't think they go, oh my god, I wish I could play a big ass, strange looking, weird talking cat that has never been brought up in the Sonic lore before this, and I want it to be entirely, exclusively fishing minigames. I don't know why they chose that. There's other Sonic characters they could have used, but then again, I guess the gameplay would have been very similar to the others. Different scenes, limited technology, they probably didn't have enough memory to have it continuously play. I mean, maybe, but it's Sega. So I want to say, a Sonic team. I want to say it's more weird choices. But no Tifa, no trouble. I don't know where the misconception comes from that Tifa is like holding us back or something. When I play games, when I stream alone, I specifically choose games I can beat in the stream or in the streams I have. Case in point, we're not going to finish the entire game today, but next week Tifa is gone on Tuesday and Wednesday, so we'll continue Sonic Adventure then. That's why I do that. But when I play with Tifa, we tend to go for games that are longer, because there is no end to streams together. So, two-eyed, two-armed, non-flying, purple, non-people eater. Non-people eater? What? Where are we? What? I'm confused. She doesn't even sprint on Mario. Gotta go slow, Tifa. Okay, does she make choices that I wouldn't make, that you wouldn't make? Yes. Do you remember the amount of times though that I was struggling at parts in games and then Tifa came in and just like that beat them? Do you remember the first boss of Dark Souls 3? Udex Gundor, which I think she beat on her first attempt, first try, like it was nothing, by just face hugging the guy? I don't know, man. I don't think it's a skill issue. I think it's having not necessarily straightforward approaches to things. We are B gonna get a compilation of all the times Jack berates Tifa, it's gonna be a while. That's my character. Like, Tifa is good. It's both of you together. Yeah, we bring out the best and the worst in each other sometimes. And look, Sonic has saved the world, or at least Station Square, and he gets to enjoy a nice drink. Yo, that's some mods in place, so I'm blaming that. We didn't mod Dark Souls 3 back then. The only thing we did have was channel redeems to give us infinite health for limited time and stuff. Now, let's reload our save file. Oh, we don't need to choose it. Okay. Adventure.
Select a character.
I've seen Big, so Big the cat it is.
Hold on, Froggy, I'm coming.
Hold on, Froggy, I'm coming. So mods, I mean, I would call them just plain cheats, but if that's what you want to call them, yes. Oh look, it's a Sternschnuppe, a shooting star. In case you're wondering, is that really a power-up right under the bed? Yes. I do not know why they were so lazy to not make that visible in this very first cutscene with him. That's Froggy, by the way. In case you're wondering, Froggy is a frog. And for some reason, Chaos is attracted to Froggy. Yeah, that's Big the Cat. That's the intro. Who isn't, am I right? Froggy Gang!
You're looking kinda weird, good buddy.
The voice. And now, after their little get-together, Froggy has grown a tail.
What's up with the tail? Hey, wait a minute! You swallowed my lucky charm!
Imagine just moving and stopping that.
What's wrong with you? Something's not right. We've always been friends. For years. Froggy!
Again, you would think there's something setting that up, but no, there isn't. Also, you get teleported to a different place of the game, so you can't get the upgrade immediately.
Come out wherever you are. Oh man, where could my Polywog pal be anyway?
Start searching goes in one tiny circle. And that's all the story you need for Big. He's a cat, and he has a frog. If I recall correctly, there we go. I want to say the lure power-ups, they are completely optional. We don't need them to beat the game, but muscle memory, I just went and got it. Big the Cat by far has the most power-ups. Really only used to get the other emblems because you need to catch bigger fish for it.
Where you can go down into the sewer.
Oh, straight back into the sewer, okay. But there is just nothing. I understand why people hate this character. Polywog, they definitely did that on purpose. Isn't Polywog the name of this animal, technically?
Froggy, there you are.
Froggy.
Wait, don't run away. What you doing under that car? What's wrong?
Looks like an alien frog to me. It is. One thing the game manual tells you. Big is freakishly strong. There you go. I want to say we need to jump up there again. No. Okay, so now we need to go the other way, which we didn't earlier, because why would you go back to where the camera isn't pointing, right? Is it here? Camera, please. Alright. And somehow this gets you into Twinkle Park. It sounds like a parody of a character I can't remember. I don't hear it. I mean, he sounds like a caricature of every character, but couldn't point out which one specifically. So, Big the Cat. The point of Big the Cat is to catch fish or just Froggy. The nice thing in this game is Froggy is supposed to be caught, and it's relatively easy because Froggy always gets attracted to the lure. The problem is not catching other fish if you want to be quick. You can, however, press L and R at the same time, and then you just instantly pull your lure back. So the idea is to get the lure in front of him. Who knows? Wait for Froggy to get attracted, and now we need to pull him in. The action button pulls in slowly. If that meter on the right maxes out, the lure, not the lure breaks, the line grips, and then you lose a life. And now we just wait and fish. You can also go left and right to like make them tired and stuff. You can also hold jump and the action button to lure even faster. Like action button slow, jump button medium, both at the same time fastest. This is it, we just fished, yeah, that was the first stage. That's it.
Now what am I gonna do?
That's the entire game. Oh, not the entire game, there's a couple more stages, but that's the whole idea.
Not too bad.
That's why people either are okay with it or absolutely hate Big the Cat. It's such a complete break with everything else in the game. Big is big, Sonic is fast, Knuckles has weird knuckles, Shadow is black. Yeah, true, Tails is two tails. Why is Amy called Amy? I don't know, I guess we need a name. Why is he humping the fish? We don't talk about it. Ice Stone, Casino. This area is blocked off. Cool, so we need to go through this door. Thank you. Wait. You can't go to the casino right now. Did the Ice Stone drop somewhere else? Did I not pay attention? Please walk around that. It dropped somewhere else, right? I'm not going crazy. Oh. Back there for some reason. Come on. Pick it up, please. I'm standing in front of it, you can see this. I did not move. I pressed the button, he attacks. I press it again, he... Just accept it. Maybe because Amy Rose is pink, but I honestly question. I think the Amy Rose part is because of the color. I don't know if Amy has, the name Amy has any significance to her design choices. Now. Plonk. Did you just see that stone disappear? Right. Come on, please. Thank you. I hate it, but I want to see if I can yeet the key through the door this time accidentally. Let's see, I was thinking of doing it like this. And he didn't throw it. It just immediately got pulled in. I really think that's fixed with one of the mod patch thingies that I installed. That's a good thing. Oh look, another power-up. It looks like a bra for a second. But it is...
You've discovered the life belt. It keeps you afloat when you're in water.
That.
To swim underwater, press the jump button when afloat.
Yeah. Next problem with this is, which you're gonna see instantly because we need to get through this body of water over here. If you hold the button, you sink. And if you... You also jump with the same button. And sometimes when you tap it to jump, it's so finicky that it still thinks you're trying to sink that you start sinking. So yeah. Again, we need to use our strength. He just yeets that thing like it's nothing. Why is it on top of your head, dude? Oh wait. Let's make this easier for ourselves. Oh look, Froggy is right there, right next to the entrance of a level. And thankfully, because we've got the life thingy... Oh come on, let me cheese this. Please. Please. Come on. Alright, fine. No cheating. I'll try to do it later. If you... How is he... Thank you. If you're actually in the water, you need to... Or you don't need to pull the fish as close to you to actually grab it. And that applies to Froggy as well. So... Come on. There we go. 6 meters. Come on. Come on. Please? Why are you under the ice? Another stage done.
Now what am I gonna do?
Make sure he stays safe, hopefully. I know the rose part is because symbolically Rosa is associated with love and she loves Sonic.
Too bad.
Oh yeah, true. Character design, not game design. From the time when you didn't need a motivation other than this character loves that character. It's probably called Amy because they couldn't think of anything specific other than female Sonic. Yeah. They didn't give her much. That's crazy and probably too. The easiest solution usually is the correct one. Oh, hey look, Tails found our friend.
Oh no, he's got my little butt.
I love how Froggy doesn't even try to fight this. Just like...
Whoa!
Why would you do that?
Glad I found you.
Also, Big doesn't blink. Why? Why does every character blink but Big doesn't? That's so weird.
Now what am I gonna...
Welcome back, Mortonard, and happy Froggy to you as well. How was whatever it is you were doing? So, Froggy, where did that thing go? Should we get the power-up? Let's quickly get the power-up. No, the one from the intro, the one we saw underneath the bed. First time we've actually used that thing to get here. Now, you could just go down that ladder and then walk through the jungle, or you jump down the platform and you walk over the foliage. And it's pretty hard to miss Big's house. Oh crap, I fell in. Because it's all the way over on the other side, to the right. And then just follow the water. He's so slow. He is so slow. Like, look at this. I wanna say down here and then left. Oh yeah, just on here. I told you he's the demon thing from the book. Same eyes. That would actually be amazing if there was a canonical connection between the two. Did you know that Big can also push things by just walking into them? Never explained. It just happens.
It's the power rod. You now have longer casting distance.
Keep your dirty jokes to yourself. Just accept that he has a power rod now. You can certainly tell which character these levels were made for first. Yes. Yes. I would love... Oh look, we found an emblem. I wanna at some point like check out if there's like a documentary about how Sonic Adventure was made. In terms of, did they first design all the stages for, let's say, Sonic? And then make the other characters and then do like a second pass for the stages and go like, okay, We still need something to put there for Knuckles. We need something there for Tails. We need water bodies here for Big because, you know, got a fish somewhere. I was teaching and it went well. Nice. Today was the last day teaching this class. We were working on a project, so not much was going on. Alright. Did you end up having fun? Did you enjoy your teaching experience? Also already the last day. Oh yeah, true, you said it was a 2-week kind of gig, right? I want to say you mentioned that. Imagine I was pitch meeting with, hey, you can play a big fat cat who's going to fish all the time. And then we all applauded and put it into the game.
Go to Station Square. You may find something.
The clues in this game. Just go to another location and have a look around. Oh, and yeah, sometimes the hint light character thing, her name is Tikal by the way, she gets stuck in the stage as you just saw. When she goes, it sounds weird, it looks weird, it is weird. Okay, casino is blocked off. Oh look, it's Sonic.
That robot. I better go after Amy.
Meanwhile, Big is like, meh, Froggy. Alright. Oh look, it's over there. That frog has to be trolling. Like, that frog has caught COVID and now, because it already paid for the vacation, it still needs to go. Did you know Big the Cat has seen the depths of hell itself and his eyelids were burned off? That makes so much sense. That's why the developers of Sonic Adventure DX added an Easter egg where Big the Cat never blinks, because he's physically unable to. He's in a state of never-ending torment. As are you, the player, when you... I need you to see this. I'm only holding forward, nothing else. I don't know why this is happening. I can't jump. Overall, the class was pretty good. Had one prom student, but even he was manageable. Nice. I am very happy to hear that. Did you know you can also attack with a power rod? Or with any rod, really? Oh look, Froggy, right over there. That took forever. Now, time for cheese. You swim over to Froggy, put the lure in front of him, and then, come on, come on, please, done. And because we have a power rod, this is even faster. Done. That was the whole stage. Time 36 seconds. It's basically a speedrun at this point.
Not too bad.
I wanna say some yes. Skill issue. Oh, Skinner. Oh no! E102 Gamma stole our Froggy. How rude.
Uh-oh. No! Hold on there! Come back, please! Give me my friend back! I'm begging you, please!
This game, man. Now, it's faster than most Sonic stages. Yes. I, for some part of my life when I replayed this game, disliked the big stages so much that I just instinctively told myself ways how to get through them quickly. So I want to say I've actually memorized all of the locations where Froggy is. Of course, you can also just look around, take your time, maybe catch some of the fish. It's ultimately rather pointless, but, I mean, for the story part of this. Apparently Froggy also stinks, or at least has a distinctive smell. Oh, this door looks at 3 doors. Jack is finally learning the speedrun strats like pressing A and moving the stick forward. Exactly. Did you know that Big is also heavier than other characters, so he can trigger these things by jumping on them? Hot Shelter. To this day, this name confuses me for the stage, because like I know what a shelter is and I know what hot is, but what's a hot shelter? Is that the place where you go to when it's hot outside? And why don't they have air conditioning in the ship? Alright, about to drive, so gonna be lurking on audio only. Motanat, thank you very much for dropping by again and listening along, and have a good and safe drive home. It's kind of funny how the character that people complain about being the slowest gameplay, when they can go fast if you know what you're doing. Yeah, but I feel like therein lies the issue. If you already start... That cutscene transition throws me off so much, because I thought the game just crashed. Just suddenly black. Every other time it's a fade to white. What was I saying? Yeah, if you already start hating the character because of how he talks, how the gameplay is, I want to say most people don't give him a fair chance. He's not my favorite, but could be worse. Now, let's look for Froggy. I think he's not in the secret room we could get into. He's somewhere nearby again. Oh yeah, there he is. Also, I want to say, putting Froggy so close to where you start the stages, or the fishing part of the stages, was a deliberate choice. Because I want to say they knew that people wouldn't necessarily like him. At least they made it quick. There we go. My issue isn't in big segments being slow, it's fishing boring and he's low-key annoying. I don't mind fishing games, but if I want to play a fishing game, I play a fishing game, you know? Not Sonic Adventure necessarily. There we go. Was this the last big stage? Does he have 4 or 5?
We're together again at last, huh?
I think that was the last one already. Yeah.
Huh?
Why is there one more?
That's strange.
Now Hot Shelter is the last one, I think. It's crazy, there's a whole secret room in the stage for Big to fish, and the stage and it's completely optional. You do need to get in there if you replay the stages to get the other emblems. Because with with Sonic, for example, you get the other emblems when you do like the B and A sections of the stages. You have to go through the whole thing again, and then usually it's like collect X amount of coins for B, and for A it is collect X amount of coins and get there within that time, something like that. With Big, it's that you have to catch fish for a certain amount of weight, and you need to find those, of course. So some stages have secret rooms with bigger fish, or a chance for bigger fish. Time for some background story.
Trust me? So these are the 7 emeralds.
Apparently, that's what I'm thinking, the water here is chaos. At least that's my takeaway from this. Because she's talking to the water going, it's okay for me to be here?
The servers are the 7 Chaos Emeralds, unified by 1, that is the controller.
The controller.
7 Chaos. The controller itself. Could this be the emerald that controls the 7 Chaos?
Meanwhile, Big Froggy?
Froggy? I don't like the looks of this place.
Big is sort of place that you can't help but laugh. Yeah, also, nitpicking I guess, but Froggy is clipping inside of his body. Like,
Am I rescuing you? I don't know who would bother to save us both.
I think they knew people would hate Big the cat. I'm just saying.
Better get going, buddy!
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operation.
Story-wise, how does this make sense? The ship is making weird sounds, it appears to be under attack, and then suddenly they go, oh, emergency alert over. Like, he even says, oh, we should get out of here because nobody would bother saving us. This is the monorail, by the way. If it would trigger, thank you. Now, time to get up there, because what else can we do? Hey, look. Okay, nothing. I think that's Sonic hitting the switch. Yeah, conveniently right after... Oh my god, I should have moved more. But conveniently the... Thank you. The emergency is over the moment it happens for Big's perspective. And jump! Oh look, it's Chaos. That was a weird loading zone. Hey look, it's Chaos again. The brainstem thing just... bleh.
So, I see you're trying to escape. I'm right on time. Chaos, grab him. Get that frog.
Why would you...
The Chaos Emerald.
If you want to trap him, why wouldn't you just shut off a monorail and trap him inside the body of the ship, you know? Are we gonna fish out his brain? Psycho? Close. Close. But good thinking. You figured out the boss gimmick for Froggy. Also, I didn't even realize this. The lucky pendant thing, the lucky charm that Big was talking about, was also a Chaos Emerald.
The frog is possessed by your tail. Once you get your tail, you'll be complete and ultra strong.
Ultra strong. This is somehow hard. I only go to the gym tomorrow, not today. So apparently Froggy was always trying to get back to Chaos because it was possessed. And that's why Chaos had the thing on its back. The...
Unbelievable! Look what happened!
Big didn't do anything. He literally just stood there like, oh.
Froggy? I'll save you. Don't worry, pal.
Look how happy Froggy is, like.
No sweat. I'll get him back. Watch me.
Oh. Sonic taking over for us?
Careful, Froggy. Don't worry. We'll get you back.
Sonic just goes, I'll get him back for you, and then walks off screen. From Big's perspective. Did you see that he just kept going? Who else feels Chaos Tail is a bit forced? Yeah, it is. Now, here we go. Oh, I need my coin. For safety. Done. That was the boss fight. That was the one and only boss fight with Big. 13 seconds. The idea is that you get close and then you have to align your targeting thing with Froggy. Then you just throw it in there and pull him out.
Go on and get out of here.
That can easily take you minutes if you're not lucky. I got very lucky. And that's it. He just leaves. The fight is still happening and...
What? Hey, maybe we could use this.
He just steals the jet.
I don't know the first thing about it. Oh well, I'll give it a try.
Oh my god. It's like, it's only a thing so that Big would actually be involved in the story. I want to say that's something they added late in the story outline. CGI special effects like Star Wars. The Star Destroyer? No, the Death Star exploding has nothing on that cutscene. And I wasn't joking, that's all of Big's part of the game. 4 stages, 1 boss, that's it. No redos. I don't think the frog would survive a jump like that. And just... okay. Also, I always thought as a kid, like, at some point Froggy's gonna talk, right? Big just goes, eh. Because Big says they are friends and they have been forever. But yeah, I don't know what to say. In a way, I think it's endearing, but on the other hand, I don't know if Big is doing all right, you know. Like, imagine you are walking through a forest and you see a frog and you go, "You're my friend now," and then you just abduct it. Like, does Froggy have a family? Do Froggy's parents know that Froggy is with Big? Does Froggy even want to be there? Or is it a relationship of necessity? Is Froggy also not necessarily the smartest seeming and needs Big to survive? Because, you know, at least Big is strong. Also, as you can hear in the background, Sonic Adventure gave every character their own theme song, and you deserve it to treat yourself, to listen to all of them without me talking over them, because I have opinions of this game. I think I'll look up the whole playlist and I'll put the link in Discord so that you can watch them, listen to them at your own leisure. And they are great. They all have completely English lyrics, and I don't mean for this to sound disrespectful, but the way they are written seems to me like they were written by people whose English or whose first language is not English, and who maybe don't have a perfect grasp of a language. Now, I don't either. I think I'm doing alright, but you know, there are some choices they made in the lyrics. Especially Amy's song stands out to me, with a chorus like, "Sweet, sweet, I'm so sweet, I'm not simple-minded." Or things like, "I can understand the feelings of a Persian cat. It looked so cute, I had to shave it." I don't know. I really don't know why somebody looks at Amy Rose, whose one defining character trait is that she's pink. Oh, sorry, two character traits. One, she's pink, and the other is she wants Sonic to be her boyfriend. And then goes, "Yeah, Amy can totally empathize with Persian cats." For real? Yes. Yes. I'm not making this up. I've listened to these songs so many times in my life, and how do I put this? I think that a lot of the music made for Sonic games, starting with Sonic Adventure, there are some absolute bangers. Sonic Frontiers has 4 or 5 boss themes that go so hard. They're on my gym playlist. They go so damn hard, they have no right to be that good. The opening song, "Open Your Heart," is so good. Sonic Adventure 2, "Live and Learn," it is so good. If you start listening to the lyrics, they sometimes fall a little apart. Not Sonic Frontiers, where they actually are just good. But in the older games, the lyrics go from good to very questionable. Like Amy's song, really. That's just, that one takes the spot. The cake. It's beautiful. I will find a playlist on YouTube and put the link in Discord for everybody. Whew. Thin. There we go. And for some reason the gamepad is still freaking out. Hey, 20 emblems, 110 to go, but not during my playthrough. Oh, in Sonic Adventure DX, the original PC release, they gave you the ability to, if you collect a certain amount of emblems, you unlock the ability to play Game Gear games. You get to unlock them as you get more emblems. It's the actual original Game Gear games just emulated in this game. for the re-release a couple years later on Steam, PS3 and stuff, they took that out. So the reason we can see this here is because of one of the mods I installed to restore all of the content. And you can hear Open Your Heart in the background right now.
Select the character.
We are done with Big, 100% clear, you can see it on the bottom right. And 100% clear with Sonic. So next week when we continue, we still got Tails, Knuckles, Amy, E102 Gamma, and then the secret epilogue character that we will need to play as. So I'm confident that I can finish all of that in 2 more streams. Especially when we will get to the Knuckles part of the game. You will see that trying to estimate how long it will take to finish this game can get, let's say, iffy. Because, spoilers, RNG plays the biggest role. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Pling! Now let me yoink a battery out of this gamepad because I don't know why it's doing that and it's annoying me. Even the worst Sonic games go hard with the soundtrack. Yes. All hail I hate Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, not the character necessarily. All hail Shadow. It's really 2000s edgy, but I kinda like it. Or what's it, All of Me? I Am All of Me? Also kinda has something. If you want to like lean into your angsty, edgy, rebellious phase, those are some really good songs to put on. And yeah, to this day, I listen to them. When you have a bad soundtrack in a Sonic game, you know you screwed up. Is there a Sonic game that had a bad soundtrack? Because I do not know. I need to turn off this game because it's loud in the background. Click. Let me Google that really quick. Sonic games with the worst soundtracks. Oh, people on Reddit have argued this for a while. Let's see what their consensus is. The number 1 rated answer is Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which I would agree with. When people say Sonic Boom, yeah, and Sonic Jam for the Game.com. Game.com, which, what's a Game.com? Oh, it's a 5th generation handheld console released by Tiger Electronics. Okay, yeah, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, I think is the name. It's amazing that that game exists because for some reason BioWare made a Sonic turn-based RPG for the Nintendo DS. And at face value back then, I want to say, when did Sonic Chronicles come out? Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood? I need to go down this rabbit hole. 2008. Alright. When did BioWare buy EA? In 2007. Yeah. Here's where this gets so confusing. Now, let me check one more thing. 2005. Where's the list of games released? Why is the Wikipedia article laid out like this? When did Mass Effect and Dragon Age come out? Mass Effect 2007. Okay, so BioWare, who people left for their work on Baldur's Gate 2, the add-ons, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, they get bought by EA, and then EA/BioWare gets the license from Sega to make a Sonic RPG, and it gets released on the Nintendo DS. Like, that alone seemed so confusing to me, but at the time I was really looking forward to the game because, you know, BioWare to me was Baldur's Gate, Knights of the Old Republic, Neverwinter Nights. So I was thinking, how could it go wrong? You know, these people know what they're doing. It is easily one of the worst games I've ever played. We tried to stream it once, in like a one-off stream. Unfortunately, back then, the emulator we used, the game wasn't stable. It kept crashing, so we had to drop that. If I can ever get that to run stable, or get like a Nintendo DS capture card or whatever, that's definitely one of the games we still need to play on stream because of just how bad it is. Like, it sounded so too weird to be good. I was thinking, because of how weird that like idea sounded, like all of those like 3 big companies making this happen, it has to be good. Because everything in me screams, this is gonna turn to shit. But somebody had to fund it, somebody had to believe that this would be a product that people would love. So that was one of the last times I believed EA would do anything good. But the game is so mind-bogglingly bad. Like, it uses concepts from Dungeons and Dragons, but it doesn't explain anything to you. And I would think the majority of people that play a Sonic game at best have some working knowledge of Sonic games. Like, nowadays the fan base has gotten older and like spread out a bit in terms of their tastes, but kind of like with Sonic Adventure and big gameplay, if I buy a Sonic game, I would expect it to be Sonic-y. And Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood is anything but. It uses Sonic characters, it has a somewhat Sonic story, but the gameplay itself is not straightforward. I remember playing it, I bought it on launch back then because I thought it has to be good, right? And I remember I'm playing, and like an hour into the game, I could not beat random encounter enemies anymore because I wouldn't hit them. And I'm thinking, I've played so many JRPGs in my life. The Final Fantasies, Grandia, Skies of Arcadia. I've played so many different ones. How can I not understand how to play this game? I looked online, and when your characters level up, you have to assign the stat increases yourself. And unless you know that there is only one stat that dictates your hit chance, and if you don't put points into that from the beginning, it doesn't matter what you do with your character, you will not be able to hit enemies. Why would you make it like that? Or why would you A, not point that out more clearly, and B, why would you make it like that to begin with? Why do you give players the choice to completely ruin the game for themselves by not knowing that you wanted people to play it like this? Why not just automatically assign the stat increases for every character, like other games do? You know, then you have your archetypical tank character and your healer and your attacker and whatnot, and that's fine. No, you get to do it manually, and it's very easy to mess up, and it's just so bad. So apparently the story isn't good. I dropped the game very early on because I couldn't keep playing. Like, there was no point. Then I was so burned on this, like, this old games who can softlock me. Yes, for the dumbest reasons. Like, anyway, enough salt about that. Apparently the reason that game's soundtrack is so bad is they had to redo the entire soundtrack at the last minute, so all the songs never made it past the MIDI phase. That sounds like EA. I didn't know that story, but that 100% sounds, smells, reads, looks like EA had its claws in that already. That reminds me, maybe one day, if I can find a way to do this, don't tell Tifa. I want to play Mass Effect Andromeda with her. I never actually played it myself, but not Mass Effect Andromeda as you can get it now. I want to specifically play the release day 1.0 version. The one where everything is weird and everything is broken. Because I think it could be so hilarious to experience all of that. I only know the things that got like mainstream attention back then, like characters going like while talking to you and stuff. I don't know, could be fun, but I would need to find a way to like downgrade the game, because I think if you buy it on Steam, it's gonna auto-update to the latest version. So I have to find some way to get an original copy. Played it, and if nothing else, I love how broken Cream the Rabbit is. Do you get Cream early? Because I don't recall getting to that part. Oh, well, either way, kudos to you for sticking with it long enough to get to the part. Wants to be Mario RPG and kind of trips trying to differentiate itself from Mario RPG. If you try to make your game like another game that is out and people really enjoy, I want to say don't miss, you know, because you can fail spectacularly and then you end up like that. Do have a soft spot for it, but it doesn't matter because Sega essentially wiped it out of existence. Wasn't that also because they, for legal reason, had to? Because for all of you that don't follow Sonic fandom, I mean, I don't really, but this is one of the stories that like stuck with me. For ages, there was a Sonic comic, I want to say published by Archie Comics, and one of the writers eventually, after a while, took Sega to court because he believes that he owns the rights to certain characters that essentially he made up as the story progressed. And they went to court over this. I don't recall what exactly came out of it, but essentially anything that even remotely resembles the storylines this person has worked on, the comics, or the storylines in the comics while this person was working at that company, they are burned, they are toxic. Sega will not do anything with these characters, they will not acknowledge them, they won't even repeat story beats. And the problem with that, I guess, partially is because of how long the comic was running, they covered anything and everything. Everything you could regularly consider could be something they could do in a Sonic game, they already did in the comics. So now every time they make a new Sonic game, they need to make sure that legal clears the plot, that they can go with this, that it's distinctive enough from the already existing material of the comics, not wanting to have another lawsuit on their hands that goes nowhere. It's crazy. It's absolutely wild. Story strayed too close to comic laws that got caught up in a whole mess. In that case, from somebody who really detests that game, good riddance. But do you still have your copy? I mean, you do say you have a soft spot for it. Did they have to also destroy the cartridges? I don't think they had to go that far, right? She is optional. Okay, then I definitely never got her. Is that comic that successful to warrant a lawsuit? Yes. Yes, it was. For the longest time, especially when Sonic was, or the Sonic games were going through the motions of being pretty not good, the Sonic comic was popular enough to keep going. Let me look that up. I want to say the name is Ken Penders? Yes, there it is. There's some really wild artwork from that time that is just... I wouldn't say bad, but just my personal opinion. Penders was hired to work on the comic series Sonic the Hedgehog, published by Archie Comics early into the comics run in 1993. I'll just read this off to you from the Wikipedia article. These are not my words. If Ken Penders wants to sue us, this is what I can read on Wikipedia right now. He served as lead writer for much of the series' early life until he switched focus to working on side series Knuckles the Echidna, which ran from 97 until being cancelled due to poor sales in 99, so already 6 years. Penders would still produce stories and artwork for the main title, eventually resuming his role as lead writer of the comics in 2005. He was also somehow involved with the Sonic the movie pitch back then. Where's the lawsuit stuff? In January 2009, 3 years after leaving Archie Comics, Pendos began filing for copyright for every story, character, and artwork he had created for Archie's Sonic the Hedgehog comic series and the spin-offs. Essentially taking Sonic away from Sega, which leads to a big clash, you know. Apparently, you can look this up yourself, that's not the point of the stream. Apparently there was enough legal shenanigans in the paperwork that they would actually have to have a lawsuit about this. Because I want to say most companies that I've ever worked at, or nowadays I want to say, have clauses so that if you work in a field, in a creative field, that either state outright that the things you create you get to keep ownership of, or, and that's the more common one in my experience, anything you create, any new patents or whatever that come from this are owned by your employer. So every artwork, every piece of music, every story you write would, because of your contract, would then automatically be owned by Sega or whoever you work for. Which avoids this whole fiasco, because you know, if it's in your contract, then what are you gonna do? Argue that I didn't like it? You signed it. I haven't touched in ages, but yeah, I'm sure I still have it. Nice. You should replay it at some point. Just for me. And think of me and how much I hate the game. Yeah, he wasn't the sole writer of Sonic comics, but he's certainly the most infamous one in the fan base. Yeah, and I don't love his art style either. It's not pretty to look at. It's uncertain how much power he actually has over what he wrote, but Sega handled the lawsuit so badly it's just easier for him not to bother. Yeah, kind of going full circle with how we talked in the beginning of the stream, that Sega gonna Sega. For every great thing they do, there's at least one weird misstep, but oh well. Oh well. Talking about missteps, I'm about to head to bed and I'm gonna go send you all over to Benjima in a moment. He's currently playing Tekken 8, doing my dailies before something else. I don't know what the something else will be, because Benjima has actually finished Shenmue 3 on Monday. So let's all be surprised with what it's gonna be. I have no idea. Try to look at a random comic page, unreadable patterning. Yeah, I think you have to have grown up with it or be like really into it, but good thing you don't fall in love with it now when like it's... Maybe stay away from it. Like he didn't win, but Sega didn't really win either. Legal battles to me are weird sometimes. Like, I don't know why, but I want to say 99% of the time I want to think there's a side that is correct and there's a side that is wrong. But so many times when it comes to like legal battles, there's like compromises and okay, we just pay you this sum of money and then you just drop this problem and then you sign an NDA that you never talk about it. It's like, I don't know. That's why I never became a lawyer or anything like that. Don't think that field is for me. Instead, I get to sit here, play video games and talk all night. If you cannot stick around for the raid, you should click this link and check out this link down there and check out Benjima whenever it's convenient for you. Or you just wait a couple seconds, then you're gonna get there automatically because the raid is starting. Good night. Good night to all of you. We, Tifa and I, together, will be back on Friday with more Higurashi. Probably the end of chapter 2, I hope, I guess. Pacing is weird and who knows how long things are gonna take, but it's gonna be Higurashi. Ah, hiccups. Flynn joins near the end and now he's a very popular figure in the community between the reboot and what he's done of writing for the games like Sonic Frontiers. Oh, that's nice. Maybe I'll give the comics another whirl if they now are in, let's say, better hands, a safer haven. Seen bits of reboot and it seems solid. Okay, fair enough. The world can always use more good media, more nice things to enjoy for everybody. Yeah, I'll go check it out. But first, I'll need to find that playlist with Sonic Adventure vocal tracks. I think that's what we call it. Now, let me press this button. Thank you everybody for hanging out, watching Sonic Adventure with me. Please stick around for right if you can, and we'll be back on Friday with Higurashi. Bye!
Thank you.